Everybody, we are home. We are back. Welcome, Dadman Walking 55. And I think the brave 10 likes that I got earlier for an hour drive home that kept me awake in the final leg of the drive home. Sorry about the little issues here in the background. I actually have resources tonight. I have slides. I actually have the ability to look up more news stories. Nothing like improving when you run out of material. But hey, this stream is normally later at night, but hey, we normally this time of the night on Friday nights, we're talking Buck Rogers with Hungry Boy, JT Kirk, and Daisy Blossom. But, the whole crew can't be here tonight, so, we do something a little different. Keep this time slot active and going for you guys, both on the Twitch side. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow us over there. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you guys, too, over on the Twitch side. And, hey, you guys on the YouTube side, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you smash it hard. Get the subs. We are 37 away from getting to 600. So let's do that. And let's get Mrs. to 150 because she's at 142 right now. Let's get her. Let's remember the year 2024 is the year for her to pass me. So, but on that note, so that I can put a tweet out and put something in a Discord link, let me bring in our great panelists here. We'll start with the man of a golden voice of YouTube that I cannot afford to pay enough. We pay him weekly, very weekly at this point. That's the captain himself, the great JT Kirk. Hello, JT.
Hail. And is that W-2 or should I cut a 1099 on that?
1099. You're on your own.
Oh, dang. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be interesting here come April, but we'll see. No. And folks, I did get a sneak peek at some of the materials tonight. So you're in for a real treat. There's a 582 slide PowerPoint deck that Dadman prepared for this evening. So I hope you all like transitions. I mean, we've got the swipe left to right transition, exactly. The star in and out transition. I mean, I was like, holy cow, Dadman, you really worked at this thing. So no, just kidding. Just kidding. Yes. We wouldn't do well, maybe we would do that to you, but we're not going to do it tonight. So
only the best for these people around here. What a great audience, what a great group of people. So
yeah.
But yeah. Well, let's bring in the third member of our crew that's here with us at this point. Well, we've got 12 people watching all this. Another guy with a golden voice, the man himself, the guy that is really, really cool. He's a mystery. I don't know what the guy does. I just know he's in places and he shows up from time to time. He's kind of like Indiana Jones. He's a bad penny, but he always turns up. It's the great Dave
I was going to say Reacher, maybe.
Hello. What an introduction, man. I'm blushing.
Oh, good, Dave. Hey, well, listen, how are you doing tonight?
I feel like I need to come out like Ric Flair with some smoke and some,
woo!
Woo! Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you for that. And hail to the chat.
Exactly. So, guys, how's your day been and how's your week been this week? Busy, good, healthy?
It's been slow. I recently had to move to take over a new job, a new position with a company down here in Florida, and we're getting things going. We got a new building and a few other things, and it's rolling along. So it's going to be picking up soon. Maybe I can get on a regular schedule for a change.
There you go. And JT, how have you been doing?
I was talking a little bit backstage. The kiddos were sick. Little kids are big germ factories. So was a little sick earlier in the week, but I'm feeling up now. I slept a lot, thankfully. But, a little slower getting back into it. That's what happens when the kids get the antibiotics and you don't. So I guess that stuff actually works.
Well, you never know.
Right.
Life finds a way. Life finds a way sometimes.
But you know what? It's been, I'm riding high all week with that whole Lions victory last week. I know it's sports ball, but folks, it's probably the best thing to happen to this metro area in years. And it's not politics. It's not, all the controversial things when your side wins or blah, 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 right? It's something that the whole city can get behind, and we've really lacked that where I live for a good long time. And so the whole demeanor of people on the radio is different. People are, it reminds you when you had like another event where people all kind of start greeting each other a different way. This is like, everybody's walking around saying "Go Lions" or "Hey, how you doing? Go Lions" or "I love that Lions hat you got on." That kind of thing. So it's just a positive event, and it's good to see because, like I've been saying, it's been a long time. So I think since the Red Wings won, 15 years ago now, and Stanley Cup is like the last time I really remember people being this way. So, yeah.
No, I got you.
If you don't like baseball, you could appreciate the congeniality a little bit, right? Especially in January when it's cold up here, really cold.
Absolutely. I'm actually putting us one more tweet out, one more Discord site. But thank you, and we will definitely hit that tonight, JT, a little bit. But of course,
sure,
we'll tee it up for our show on Wednesday night with Sci-Fi Mambi and Whoopa Troopa also too, because it was a huge weekend in the NFL with this. But let's say hi to the great people of the chat, who we would not be here without, and a lot have been very patient. So we got to say hello to the great Snortapoopas Kibur. Hello, humans and other critters. Great to see you, Snortapoopas. And Corey saying hi to the other life forms we got here. So Snortapoopa said he had one eye open and thought he should crawl out of bare bed before it closed again. Great to see you here. So Corey's frigid again. The great 7 out will max out at the Real Worm 10 to 11 tomorrow afternoon. Wow. Man. Snortapoopa says a bear for a bear normal sleep schedule with sleep when and where you can. All right. Dave is here. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. We got you going. So, Snortapoopas, no, none of us went straight to bed when we got home. I got my nap, then the missus got her nap on the way home. And hello to CLS Studio. Good to see you again. And of course, looks like there's 2 different CLS studios, but hello, welcome both of you. And JT Kurt, ever the great side guy here with us to help keep you updated of what's going on tonight with us. Let's see. Masters Maniac Mexico. Hello, our German friend from Mexico, who's always with us, who we celebrated Thanksgiving and Christmas with. Thank you. Good to see here. And don't forget, we are on Twitch also, so follow us over there because I know we got somebody over there. Killer Rabbit, I think I saw earlier. Sorry that I'm falling way behind, guys. Masters, say tech issue. Prismatics is here. Hey, Prismatics. Good to see you. How are you doing? And there it is, Killer Rabbits. Greeting humans. Yes. So, gosh, thank y'all for your patience.
I don't think I've seen everybody here before, so it's great to have some new people.
Killer Rabbits are often at the Mrs. Chats in the morning. Prismatics has come back. It's been with us off and on a long time, but, good to see Prismatics and Killer Rabbit. Great to see all of you people here tonight. So Snortapoopas bear hugged the like button and broke its ribs. Well, there you go. Squeeze it so much. And CLS is saying hi to Dave again. And all right, we got 12 people here with us. We got one on the a couple on the Twitch side. Make sure you follow us there. Also on this YouTube side, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. All right. So normally in this time spot, we talk Buck Rogers. JT Kirk is a member of that panel. Dave C., you said that you've acquired it. Now, folks, this is going to be a combination of a lot of stuff tonight. We're going to squirrel around, but I do want to get Dave's thoughts or memories on Buck Rogers a bit, what he remembers, what he thinks, because he's gotten the DVDs to be able to go forward to watch it. But I was just curious what his recollections and memories were. So, folks in the chat, if you remember the Buck Rogers series and you've not attended our streams, feel free to share in the chat, any of your memories from the show. Of course, Wilma Deering isn't. Nothing needs to be
Don't
said.
steal my thunder, Dadman.
Go ahead. And Mr. Angel's here. Mr. Angel's here throwing no sushi in the fridge, but it's veggie day. It got a really loud ping. So hello. Well, that's what Discord did. I was working on the Discord note. So, but nice. Yeah, what's your recollections of Buck Rogers?
Well, I was actually a Battlestar Galactica person, and so I was already into sci-fi. Battlestar Galactica. I'm not just Star Wars, and then if I got my dates right and stuff like that, Buck Rogers came around a little bit like in the late 70s, really late 70s. So the sci-fi already got me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just cool. Gil Gerard, however you want to say it. And then, of course, Aaron Gray. But it was the science fiction. But I guess, looking back at it now, it didn't really have a lot of production value, I guess. But as a kid, I would have only been about 10, 11 years old at the time. I was born in 69. So, you don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. It was just great to me. I mean, I was hooked. Like I said, I was a sci-fi kid, and that's all I needed. And then, of course, like you said, Aaron Gray, but the spaceships, right? You got the cool, even the bad guys, the Draconian ships, and Gil Gerard's, the starships, the fighters, and stuff like that were really cool, and a little bit different too. Some people argue about that kind of stuff, but the Buck Rogers starship fleet, it looked a little bit different to me, anyway.
Yeah. Well, the alien or the Ardala's troops, their fighters were very unique with the way they were. They actually had a play set, a rip off one of you remember S&H green stamps and those yellow stamps that you collect and you could trade in for toys?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember that.
Oh, I forgot. JT's too young for that. But yeah, it was like you get a catalog. So they had an alien play set with that, and their fighters in that really reminded me of those Draconian, the enemy starfighters in Buck Rogers. They're shaped exactly the same. No, I do not need snow here down where I am. I went up where it could have snowed, and it had a chance. It should have snowed being there. Not now. I was glad we avoided ice.
It could have fused a little bit, just a dusting, 4 or 5 inches.
No, it hit 70 here the other day, and so it was cool.
We were just up where it was 10 degrees one night, and so they had ice and stuff like that. So, go ahead.
Oh no, just the overall appeal of it as a 10, 11-year-old kid. Twiggy was cool. Forgive me because I haven't had time today to even go back and look at one of the episodes to bring back. I don't think I've actually watched one in a while, and maybe a year or two. All the characters were just likable, right? I mean, they were all likable. I mean, even you've got Aaron Gray and Ardala, and the bad guys were kind of cool. Twiggy was awesome. So I mean, it was just the overall thing, right? And if you like that stuff, you're gonna like it, really. I mean, you're not paying it, like I said, you're not really paying attention to the production value when you're 10.
Well, we were picking in the last few episodes with all the karate chops. And they were not really stylish karate chops. They were just like forward chest kicks, and then they're magically knocked out. Must have been a head concussion or something, JT.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, you guys could help me. Didn't Buck like to do? Was it a kick to the stomach or a gut punch? What was it? That was his, and then the judo chop, right? Kick to the chest, the judo chop, flip.
You take out 6 guys with a kick to the chest.
I just remembered that. I was like, oh man.
But as you go through to watch them, you will see some that you will like. You will definitely see some that you're like, dear God in heaven, what the hell am I looking at? Or do I really want to spend time on this stuff? That you will hit some of those, but you just bear with it. Honestly, so far with where we're up to, I think the episode 17, 18, we had Ardala returns and Twiggy's missing. The earlier episodes had a lot more pew pew bang bang in terms of space battles and stuff like that. There is some shooting, there is some stuff. Go back, watch some of our review shows if you missed them, and catch a little bit after you've watched them. But but we're told that season 2 is a lot different than season 1. So we're just we're going to give it all we got and watch it like crazy. Right, JT?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wish I could have got in with some of these shows earlier with you. Because I guess, if you want to stick with the Buck Rogers thing, there's a lot, and I won't do a lot of spoiler alerts because.
Well, we don't have to. No, I wanted the point of tonight's show is that we're going to do some random type things, but I just wanted to get some of your initial thoughts off the series going into it.
Two or three of the biggest things for me is the cameo appearances, and obviously you wouldn't know that until now. I know Dadman made a joke about your age, 18, but I can't remember how old you said you were. I think you
37.
37, yeah. So. Yeah. If you go back, I mean, you've got so many cameos in there. Jamie Lee Curtis, Gary Coleman, Dennis Haysbert. Who's the great classic actor who did the two-parter a week or two ago? You guys did. He was the older guy with the glowing hands. He was running the planet down there.
Jack Palance.
Jack Palance. I mean, and there's a million more that I can't even think of right now that.
Look what Mr. Angel's saying.
Well, Gary Coleman, but we don't like to talk about that.
Mr. Angel said, my mother at one point noticed he was always quiet and glued to the screen watching Buck Rogers. Ardala and Wilma had absolutely nothing to do with that, I swear.
Well, I'll get into one, the cameos. And then one of the other things that I don't want to spoiler alert, but did you guys discuss the whole Twiki voice thing yet?
No, we didn't. Okay, well, I'm not sure in what regards, but go ahead.
I'll private chat it because I don't want to spoil it. I probably leaked it out already. What we're talking about, you know that there was two characters that did his voice, right? So
right, yeah, exactly. One was, and we did talk about that to some degree. We did because it was Mel Blanc was the primary voice for so long.
Great Mel Blanc, yeah. And then he came back, if I remember correctly, to finish off the season. To finish it off, right? It was only two seasons, right, guys? I think.
Yep, only two seasons.
2 seasons.
Yeah, another kind of where they like Battlestar Galactica only went like 2 or 3, if I remember. I'm gonna punch myself in the face for this one.
See, now Battlestar Galactica was another series that we did a standalone show. I think it was JT Hungry and Lisa and we did that for a solo show. That's another one that I always loved and would love to talk about more sometime. Battlestar Galactica had really a lot of that sci-fi in it. Actually used a lot of music and a lot of other stuff.
I love that show, man.
And everybody seemed to like Cassiopeia for whatever. I liked Athena. But then again, those shows for kids then.
Well, the other thing for me on Buck was poor Gil Gerard. Gerard, I don't know how you guys say it, but I even remember back in the day when I went back and binged it years and years ago, that there was a point in time where he just seemed like he didn't want to be there. That smile. He was very famous. One, he had that. He's a big dude, right? For back then, right? He was a big kind of guy, fit the part of superhero type thing without superpower type. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
And he fit that, and he was very popular for his smile, good looking dude or whatever. And I think when you're talking about some of those episodes that weren't too good, there was a few that were just like, God, does anybody want to be on the show anymore? It got really. Like he was just like, I don't want to. Let's just say the lines and get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Mail it in, yeah. Kind of like one of the depressing episodes when he was kind of the moody one, when they sent him on a vacation to try to cheer him up, or that was the birthday party one that tried to do something for him.
Oh, is that the one? Okay.
Yeah. Then they had that one where the 3 clones of them, when it was like they were all goofy as hell. It was like made no sense. But hey, all right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about girls from Battlestar Galactica, I'm going with Jane Seymour. So
Oh yes, we forget about her because she was very brief in the series, and then was gone very quickly.
Yeah.
So now the big question is about the Muffet. Boxy. Is it no? Boxy is the boy, but the Muffet. Yeah. The Muffet. Muffet. The mechanical Muffet or the real one. That was a source of controversy.
Oh, don't bring that.
Oh, you mean from the original pilot, what they did?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really.
All right. guess what? We got perfect timing on the thing about Muffet and robotic dogs. Here's the jester of the court himself, the great, the one, the only. Hopefully he's ready for a late night tonight. Hungry. Hey, Hungry.
Oh, God, I'm coming in on that note. Oh,
Hungry.
You're coming in on
What's
Moffat.
up, buddy?
Yep.
Hey, Dave C., my
Hey,
low
what's
pan
go-
brother.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Oh, I just love seeing that Avatar, man. Lopan is one of my favorite villains of all time. I adore
Oh,
him.
he's
Now
one of the
that's-
best.
With that Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, that's a movie I've not seen. So.
Oh, my God. No.
What?
That's terrible. No. We got to do a watch party on that.
Oh, we're
son of a
doing a
bitch.
Cosby.
I'm just shaking my head
JT.
over here.
JT, I know you're shaking your head right now, right?
Well, you
Yeah,
should have
oh, yeah.
heard.
Come
You
on,
should
I'm
have
putting
seen.
my camera on. Hold on, I got to put my camera from.
Well, see, Dave.
Dave.
I've done that twice. I've done that twice to two people. Hungry. Now with Dave C. with Big Trouble in Little China, and then the time when I said I was like, about Wrath of Khan, and JT went on camera.
Oh, that got me. That got me heated.
Oh, the box.
So,
No!
Mr.
I mean,
quickly-
honestly, this is a film that you would really, really like, Dadman, because it's got all the goofiness of killer clowns from outer space, but it's got some serious undertones to it too. But it's all done through parody comedy, and it's just I know it did not do well at the box office, but honestly, it's one of my top 3
What?
James Cameron films.
Why do
Top
people
3.
hate the Daggett so much? Muffet. I mean, look at Sort of Poopas. Sorry, Bucks. Muffet was run over by a space tractor.
Hey, Mr.
But, but hey, did you notice the background? Did you notice the background, Hungry?
I can't see the background. I
No,
just
hold
see
on a
us.
second. Let me move these two guys for a second. Look
Hey,
behind us.
all right.
Yes,
All
exactly.
righty.
So I went Killer Clowns from Outer Space for our background tonight. And over on the Twitch side, That Boy Tuna. Evening, Father. Have a great stream. Thanks for coming in, That Boy Tuna.
Chicken of the
make sure-
sea.
Exactly. Good to see you guys. So, hey, always good to have friends out there.
I'm feeling left out. I don't have a subtitle.
Oh, you can make one.
Yeah, you can
You
make
can
one.
make one.
Yes.
I'll have to
the
think of
miss-
something clever. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr.
the
Angel,
ellipses by
Mr.
your name in StreamYards, and then the second
Did you get-
option is edit name and headline.
headline,
And
yep.
it will let you.
Cool.
Muffin
Got it.
tasted like a monkey.
Yep. Put
Jeez,
in
Snorpoopas.
Lopan loves your jade green eyes, Dave.
Ah,
Oh, I might. That is a good one, but I kind of have another one.
Excellent.
well, Hungry, I got to ask, how are you, like I asked everybody else, how are you doing tonight after this week? It's been a while since we've talked or done a stream. So how are you doing?
Oh, I am weary. I had a big night with my pal I told you about, who's visited from over 500 miles away. So last
I thought you were going
night,
to say 500 years ago.
that is true because we're both Doctor Who fans.
Well, I've been
so-
watching
yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
there you go.
K-dramas with the missus, and everyone
Oh,
had
yeah.
these guys coming from centuries ago. This one I'm
Oh,
watching
yeah.
is like 1,500 years ago, and I'm like, what the? Anyway,
I
go
like
ahead.
that about the K dramas. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
I'm with the missus on that one. I prefer the K genre stuff versus the drama stuff. But
Mhm.
I mean that's obviously the same with a lot of the Japanese movies and some other ones. But you know, K dramas are wonderful. They really are, and they offer things that we're just not getting in our own dramas anymore. We have soap operas now. We don't have dramas really anymore.
Dave.
Hold on, I gotta read this. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, that's perfect. That's my favorite Lopan line in the movie.
Oh, is that a Leon? Is that a real line in the movie?
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right.
And it comes at the perfect time. We won't say any more because we don't want to spoil it for you.
No,
But-
because we're gonna do this, right? This is gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Hey, really quick, Dadman, I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Angel. He
Yes.
touched on a really cool thing about Jane Seymour back in the chat. I don't know if you can
Yep.
highlight it.
We
If-
see
if
it.
you're
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Angel, if
Yep.
you're still there, thanks for that. That was a really good insight about her.
People forget that she was big back then. You know, you
She was
think
huge.
She's just kind of a
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's somebody else's line, but we'll let them have that. But yeah, it was like, you know, you look back and you think, well, she's just maybe. What had she done before that, though?
Oh, well, dude, I have to pull it up, and I can't remember if she did the Sinbad with Doctor Who and
Yes,
Wayne,
Golden Voyage. Golden Voyage.
if that was
Not
before
Golden
or
Shower.
after.
Not Golden Shower.
What?
That's a whole.
This is
no,
a family show. Come on.
PG-13. PG-13. But
Well, you're demonetized now, so F it, right?
yeah,
I'm not even monetized. So, Sorry, Poopa said, "Live and let die."
Bond. There's Mr. Angel's nailing it tonight. You're on freaking fire. She did Bond. She did the gold. Was it Golden Voyage? Hungry
Golden Voyage.
Golden Voyage with
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker and John Wayne's son. I think that's the
and also Patrick Troughton was in a Sinbad movie too afterwards.
And Patrick Troughton was after. He was in another one too.
Folks, let me pitch for the missus tomorrow. We get 37 subs on this channel, hit 600. Missus only needs 8 more to get 150. So make sure bring your friends to our show tomorrow, because tomorrow is Tom Baker's birthday.
Yay!
Oh, no, really?
Yep. So join our show. She'll tell you about that and many other birthdays tomorrow. There's some other big birthdays. So, but yeah, there've been a lot of big birthdays in January. It's really, really cool to see. So
the chat is on fire. Sorry, Dadman. Did you say
the missus and Tom Baker? Tom Baker had a lot of many storied roles too. I mean, he played the hero as the Doctor. He played the villain in Golden Voyage of Sinbad. He played a total scumbag in one of the anthology movies. I think it was Vault of Horror. I believe that was an Amicus film. And the
Jill,
been around. Hey, Jill.
Was the film brief?
The missus also told me.
Never mind.
So hungry.
I will still say, show up tomorrow morning, support the missus, because that will also be one of the, so show up because you want to talk some sci-fi, you'll talk your ear off and she'll love the company. But yeah, exactly. Some big birthdays tomorrow. We've had big birthdays all month. There've been other Doctor Who birthdays and a lot of other stuff. So
I'm looking for a girl with 2 green eyes.
Well, look, you got to fight Mr. Angel.
Well, Miss Sort of Poop was put in there that she had a green eye and a brown. Her eyes were mixed.
So look, Mr. Angel's saying you got to fight him over Jane, but don't tell his girlfriend over.
Yeah,
I don't have to fight him over Jane. I'm about Suzanne Plachette, 1968, baby. He can have Jane.
Yeah, but Jane's leg, her outfit in Gold Voyage Hungry, JT was
superlative. Superlative
okay.
is a nice word.
Yeah,
there you go.
It was something else for. So
yes.
Well, shiver me timbers then.
Yeah, she'll shiver your timbers.
So Dadman, have you not seen Golden Voyage?
Say no.
No, I haven't.
Oh, God. Hold on. Where's my camera?
Oh, hail to Antiderivative Jill.
Yes,
welcome.
But I mean, the thing you have to understand and be understanding with Dadman is like there's got to be some pew element, otherwise he's not going to get around to it.
Heck yeah! Well, let me do this since I'm promoting my wife's show tonight, because this is a squirrel show tonight. And Jill, it is wonderful to see you tonight. Wonderful to see a lot of Killer Rabbit. I mean, there's some CLSs here, Dat Boy Tuna. Seeing some names I've not seen at some of our night shows, but and I know I'm leaving people out, but it's so great to have all of y'all here spending time with us. But this is how much I promote the missus. Our friend Rambling Canuck just got his internet back today.
Oh, good.
So he will be back next week for karaoke, where I love doing karaoke over there. So on Saturday nights, I know it conflicts with some big Saturday night shows, but great karaoke time and stuff we have. But our friend Canuck actually made this. This is how 2024 is shaped up to be. This hopefully you can hear it. I have Google Chrome open. Hopefully this plays and you can hear it. If not, watch and enjoy the video. There you go.
Ah, well, there you go.
Nice.
I like
Yeah.
the music in the
Kombat
first
thing
part.
going on.
Yeah, and also the design of Mrs. Dadman. It's kind of like a female Sauron. That was pretty interesting.
Yes, you nailed it.
I thought that was not allowed. I thought there was debate about not having the female Saurons, but still. But anyway,
well, you're not
forget the
making a
debates.
claim to be canon either. So
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
Yeah,
there
there's
you
that.
go. Mr. Angel's left. Oh, she doesn't hell us. She's hell. What have we done? Are we being sentenced? I know.
We're being sentenced.
Yes. So anyway,
Jill's not even doing purgatory. It's straight into the infernal flames right there.
Right.
There you
It's for
go.
all the impure thoughts about Wilma Deering. Or
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
But folks,
maybe you can help me with an old rumor about that Aaron Gray and William Deering in her attire.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing a rumor a long time ago that in one of her episodes, they had to sew her. They had to actually sew the suit in because there was no way to actually put it on her. It was so tight. Can anybody confirm that in the chat? And I couldn't really find it. I found some things that kind of say yes, some say no.
It's on the IMDb on the trivia page, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because IMDb is like Wikitardia right now, where you can be 15 years old with blue hair and 5 nose rings and become an editor, and it doesn't mean you actually know any of the information.
I have a side story about that when we're done with this.
I got to jump in. Jill, I thought she was saying hell like HAIL like everybody does. She said typos while cooking. I wasn't even wrong. She was meaning hell. Speaking of hello, here's Jess. Welcome.
Hello, Jess. Hello.
Hey, Jess.
Now popped up. He wants food. Where's his share? So, yes, I have. I saw Space Invaders from 1990. Okay, I did that. Ooh, everybody! Wow, pork chops,
nice,
potatoes and broccoli. Where's the applesauce?
Ooh, yummy!
If the missus was here, she said pork chops and applesauce. So was that great?
You have your
Bobby Brady,
your starch, your green vegetable, and your protein. Yeah, that's going to fill you up nice.
Right. So I'm not sure about that rumor, Dave, but that's something maybe we can look up over time and check back for next week. Or
did JT said he had something about that, or
did you have that?
Oh yeah. So Peppa Pig, the kids show, is very popular here, and so I got one of the movies and I ripped it, so I could watch it on Plex without having to fool around with the DVD every time the kids want to watch it, right? So the agent that I use pulls rating information partially from IMDb, and that Peppa Pig movie is, the lowest of rating level. Somebody put it as TVMA on IMDb.
What?
So it wasn't showing up, and I was trying to find out. And then you look at the parental guidance, and I cannot say what they wrote on this show because YouTube will kill the stream.
Let me tell
there
you.
are trolls everywhere on
Pig?
IMDb.
Well, I got one. Go ahead. Sorry.
How is Peppa Pig in any universe? MA.
It's not. There's some 14-year-old kid going,
yeah, right.
Let me put this TVMA. Yeah.
And his name is Beavis. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny. But hey, on that note, we still got 11 of y'all watching here. Make sure you follow us on Twitch side. Hit that like, subscribe on this the YouTube side. Yes, I do. I will check that as we go along, depending on how we squirrel. So let's get into squirreling a little bit. Because we did, like I said, it was not intended to be a big Buck Rogers episode today, but I wanted to get.
But I've been chomping at the bit to even talk about it on this.
Oh man, I tell you,
weeks at a time, man.
Exactly.
All right.
Next week when we're into it, we'll look forward to it. Get caught up, or at least watch the episodes. I'll preview our episodes for next week. At the end of the show, lemon pie. Hey, yes. Lemon pie.
Hey, citrus.
Welcome again. And Corey's over on the Twitch side too. Thank you. Also, Jess is putting out the link to the Twitch side. Also, thank you so much. And also check me out on Twitter, DadmanWalking55, for all the latest updates when we go live at a spur of the moment. So tonight we're going to try to ghosts, some craziness and stuff like that. Guys, think of any topics. We can talk 80s music a bit. We can talk 80 cartoon shows we grew up with. We can talk breakfast cereals again, hungry, which is a topic we've pounded quite a bit. But let's start with a few news stories, okay?
All right.
I'm going to call it Where in the World, but some may be U.S., some may be international. Okay? Folks, if you have not played this before, this is where I give you either 3 states or 3 countries. I will read the headline. Then I will indicate you are to guess where the story happened of one of these 3 places. And then I will unveil where it occurred and a little bit about the news story. So sit back, relax, have some fun with this one. Dave, I think you have not played live with us before. Hungry and JT have.
I think New Year's Eve we did.
New Year's Eve, yes. I was going to say, I could have sworn Dave played with us in the past.
Yeah.
Well, all I know was that night that JT came in as the closer of the bullpen, and Dave C was the guy helping too. You 2 guys, without you 2, I couldn't finish where I was. So.
Well, and Dadman got you through most of East Asia, if I remember that too. So, or not Dadman, Hungry Boy did.
Hungry Boy got us through friggin' Australia, about to say Antarctica. But I wish Phantom Outsider was here tonight, because Fanny was so upset about Elsa or Ekla or Eucla or Eucaranus or whatever. That little sliver on the butt side. Yeah, like on the butt side, there's like a little sliver under Australia that has its own time zone, and it's on the quarter hour.
I was just mad because I missed Liechtenstein. That's the one I missed.
Phantom Outsider was like condemning everybody on the quarter hour, and especially that one in Australia, to stay perpetually in 2023, because who gets your own time zone for a little spot like that, and why on the quarter hour? Why not have the full hour? You remember that one, Hungry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty amazing. Yeah.
So, but Ruritania is supposed to wait for the question. Yes. Oh, you had it. Mr. Angel's on troll duty elsewhere. Haha, good job. Scratch one flat top. But hey, all right. So here's I will give you the news story here. All right. I will give you this. Okay. I'm going to get the original where I got this thing. Always did Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, and I'm going to do that with this one. Okay. Did this happen in Florida, Alabama, or Georgia? The state choices are in the chat. Man busted for alleged poultry pelting at Wawa store.
Throwing like whole turkeys at people?
Poultry. At a Wawa store, which is a convenience store. I don't know if you have Wawas where you are, but think of 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So just got man busted for alleged poultry pelting at Wawa store. Think of it like a 7-Eleven where they have the little hot and go items and things like that. That type of stuff. So y'all think we've already got answers out in the chat. So let's see. But guys, Dave, where do you think this might have happened? Florida, Georgia, or Alabama?
Dave? Hello.
All right.
Dave?
Yes, I'm going to go with Florida.
Okay. There's Wawa. Yes.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Nice.
Now, Wawas can be in any of these states. So, I tell you.
Florida.
Okay. All right. Hungry Boy, Florida, Georgia, or Alabama?
I want it to be Bama, but I'm going to have to go Florida because there's just so much wacky stuff I keep hearing coming out of Florida.
Well, Bama's wacky. Okay. But OJT, what about you?
I'm hoping maybe the target was, can I say that? Maybe if the target was Nick Saban, I wouldn't be too sad. I'm going to go with Alabama.
Okay, go to Alabama. Now, Mr. Angel, the choices are Florida, Georgia, Alabama. The headline is Man Busted for Alleged Poultry Pelting at Wawa Store. And a Wawa is a convenience store, kind of like 7-Elevens. I don't know what a European comparable would be, but it's like a grocery store / gas station type thing. Lemon Pie says poultry pelting seems sophisticated for Florida. And hi, Atwood. Good to see you, Atwood. How are you doing tonight? Oh, my goodness. Let's see. We got another Alabama. So take a guess, everybody. We'll do this. So Dave and Hungry, you say Florida. JT says Alabama. Well, let's see what the chat says. So Corey says Bama. Let's see. Lemon Pie says Georgia. Snorta Poopa says Alabama. They choke a lot of chickens there. Yep. So poultry pelting seems sophisticated for Florida.
That's not very nice.
Now Atwood says Georgia isn't getting those. So Mr. Angel's back with Alabama. No offense to any Floridians, none taken here. We deserve a lot of what we get. So, okay, Jill or anybody else, take a guess if you can. Did this happen in Florida, Georgia, Alabama? Atwood, you can still guess. Man busted for alleged poultry pelting at Wawa store. Oh, you're thinking of a South Park episode. Okay. Well, when we're done with this, you can tell me about that, okay?
I don't think I'm allowed.
Well, figure out how to edit it. Bama. Atwood says Bama. We'll assign Jill. We'll assign Jill Bama. Okay, not Georgia. No, but all right. So we've got a lot of everybody's taking some of one of the states. So let's go with this then. All right, man, 32 busted for alleged poultry pelting at Wawa store. Claiming that his food order was not properly cooked, an aggrieved customer struck a Wawa worker with a piece of chicken covered in spicy Nashville sauce that got into the victim's eye. Say the cops. Man. I think this is, I can just hear Snorta Poopus is screaming right now. The 1:20 a.m. confrontation yesterday at a Wawa store in St. Petersburg, Florida. Resulted in the arrest of a person on a misdemeanor battery charge. Hey, Snorta Poopus, is that Pine Alice?
Pine Alice.
Is that Pine Alice? Or is that? Because it's so funny. He loves Pinellas County. Didn't Neil Young son Florida man? I don't know, but I know he. I know Leonard Skinner said Southern man don't need Neil Young around anyhow. So, but yes, ouch. Yeah, that was. They said the worker was not permanently harmed with it. So
that's good at least.
Half awake and smelly as usual. How are you? So Pine Ellis for the win. There you go. Snorta Poopus is so proud of Pinellas County. So. Come on, Florida, stop hogging. Yeah, well, Florida, we do it. We do it.
We do it right, boy.
Exactly. We go both feet in. But we go.
Now, was the guy actually from St. Pete or was he from Clearwater?
Well, let me see. Let me go.
The Florida people know what I'm getting at.
Well, half the half the Florida crimes are committed by New Jerseyans and New Yorkers, the snowbirds that come down.
JT, I'm Northwest Tampa, so
okay.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly. Cool. Thank you for lurking and playing. I appreciate it. So, Kenneth City. Gosh. All right. You're surprised no alligator was involved? Yeah, you never know. They've used alligators in holdups before. Oh, yes, Masters. Hungry is here tonight.
Hey, Masters. All right.
Exactly. So Snorta Poopus is saying he had to be from Kenneth City. I might have to look that up in a minute to see what that is. But police say he became upset because he believed the chicken was not completely cooked. He then
that is a concern. That's a concern, dude. Undercooked chicken. I've had salmonella. It's not fun.
Oh no.
But he lived. Well, I don't know, Snorta Poopus. They did say that the guy lived about a mile from the Wawa in St. Petersburg. So let me
guess, he was on his bicycle too, right?
Well, no, they didn't say that, but they said he was under the influence of alcohol when he was confronted by deputies. So,
go figure.
He's booked in the county jail, released on posting a $500 bond. The chicken was not seized as evidence, though police did confiscate a baseball bat from the guy, whose rap sheets include conviction for cocaine possession, aggravated assault, theft, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal mischief, marijuana possession, and the probation violation.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get felony charges. In some states, when you throw something, or you pick up something and use it as a weapon, it goes like to it goes on to a felony assault.
No, I know it can be. So Snorter Poopus, I do not know where Kansas City is. I don't know where that is. Oh, let me take a look real quick. So let's see. I didn't know there was such a thing. But all right, so we'll see. Cy, he was from St. Petersburg, and one story said he was throwing sausages. I call shenanigans.
Shenanigans. That's another South Park episode.
Oh yeah.
Dadman says there's a normal thing in the world. God bless you, Floridians. Exactly. So, you just keep changing your profile. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, thanks for being here. That's what counts. So hey, whatever flows your boat, we like. As long as you're here, we love it being here. Well, actually, Kansas City looks like it's on Pinellas. It's in Pinellas County. Yeah, I'm going to bring this up on this.
That's south. Isn't that south then?
Well, no, this is where it says right here.
There might be some shenanigans.
Right there. See, it's on the island there. It's right. Kansas City. That's where. It's between St. Petersburg and Pinellas Park.
Wow.
So, that was just sort of Poopus's guess about where the guy could be from. So oh gosh, if you raise your finger here in Mexico, the 16 will play you this song. He threw chickens at such a velocity they turned into sausages midair. Man, but hey, it's awesome. Oh yeah, exactly. JT, yeah, we heard, on New Year's Eve, Masters had a big party out there that night, and yes, we love it. So good. All right, Atwood. Yeah, so folks, we just got to see Atwood this week, and nice young fella out there, great guy. Got a chance to meet him. Had a lot of fun, and hope you're doing well, Atwood. So, and that story was a courtesy of the Smoking Gun. So, I'm only reading what I find on the internet because, the internet does not lie to us.
Never.
And even if it's wrong, if we can laugh about it and have fun with it and make jokes at someone else's expense, including Pinellas County, we'll have fun with it. So, well, let's do another one. Here's another U.S. one. Okay. Did this happen in Nevada? I'll give you the check. I'll give you the, Snorter Poopus. Kansas City is notorious. About a square mile, one of the most aggressive police forces in the county. Also famous for the chief forbidding his cops from hanging out at the local donut shop. There you go.
Probably lowers their health insurance rates, Make healthier choices, at least.
All right. But there you go. That's Kansas City. But okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're going to spread this one out here. Did this happen in Nevada, New Mexico, or Kentucky?
I lived in Kentucky for a while.
Those are some choices.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Did this happen in Nevada, New Mexico, or Kentucky? E.T. Welcome. City beams message into space inviting extraterrestrial visitors.
What?
That technically should be New Mexico because of the history of Roswell. So I got to go New Mexico out of faith.
E.T. Welcome. City beams message into space inviting extraterrestrial visitors.
A city in one of these states just shot out. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, see, I would think they would know better because they already have met all the extraterrestrials. And I don't want to disparage anyone from the great state of Kentucky, but I'm thinking Kentucky. Yeah.
Hey, folks, if you're lurking, Atwood, Jill, CLS, please on this one. Let's go. Hey, I got sci-fi for you. I guess it's real sci-fi for you. Come on and play with this game. So we've got actually each one of y'all take a state. JT saying Kentucky, Dave saying
Kentucky.
You're saying Kentucky. JT, you said Nevada then, right?
No, I also said Kentucky.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hungry's going with a good answer with
Hungry
New Mexico.
went with New Mexico,
that's the
right?
smart answer, right?
Yep.
Okay.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Yes. Okay, you two took Kentucky also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to say here. Corey says it be his state, Kentucky. Lemon Pie says Nevada. Mr. Angel says, if this is not New Mexico, I eat my shorts.
Well,
Sort of Poopus has to be New Mexico, but voting for Kentucky, moonshine makes you see things.
that's a good point.
Master says
that's another South Park episode. They see things and make you think they gave you a butt probe, right?
Yeah, that was the pilot.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Kentucky only does chicken, so I say Kentucky Space Chicken from Mars. Master says. Corey says, I'm in Kentucky. I'm full of numbnuts. Stuart Poop says the Murmur was from Burnside. So, all right, 13 of y'all here. Anybody else with guesses? The great Dave and JT are now saying Kentucky. Hungry is saying New Mexico. And Mr. Angel's saying he's going to eat his shorts if it's not New Mexico. So I really want to
chef, right?
That's
exactly. So the other one, the other story was also a South Park episode, Dave.
Well, yeah, the anal probe. It's the pilot.
I know, but before this one,
I think Lemon Pie. What did Lemon Pie pick? She's the only one that picked Nevada, I think.
Lemon Pie.
She picked Lemon Pie. Did you pick Nevada?
Agent, yeah, Nevada.
I think that might be the only Nevada.
Oh, all right. Oh, is Lemon Pie she? I've been saying he forever. I'm sorry.
I thought Lemon Pie was a he. Well, whatever.
I don't know, to be honest.
Makes no difference to me.
All right. It makes no difference to any of us. We love everybody. Yeah. Actually, the other night, we almost had Lemon Pie in honor of Lemon Pie.
Oh.
It was a choice at one of the restaurants, but we're so damn full. I mean, wait till you see the picture of this trip, some of the food. It just was just... and yeah, like Corey said, yes, Kentucky fun to pick on. Yep. Okay, Lemon Pie. Hey, you are cool, and we love you here. And like I said, we almost had a dessert in your honor the other day. So,
but I still think of the Warrant song "Cherry Pie" every time. So I always put a lemon and then a cherry and a pie as the emojis.
My cherry pie. Oh yeah, Masters wants a YouTube short about that short eating thing, Mr. Angel. All right. Let's see. All right, so let's go. You two, Dave and JT, go with Kentucky. Hungry is New Mexico. We got. Let's see. I'm going to recap everybody here again. We got. The chat just jumped on me like crazy. Now some are completely different. So, Corey said it's his state, Kentucky. Lemon Pie says Nevada. Mr. Angel says New Mexico. Snort Poopa says it has to be New Mexico, but voting Kentucky because of moonshine. Masters blames it on the space chickens. Kentucky. Let's see. All right. Yeah, bastards. That's it. Mr. Angel says I better be right. I should have changed the fresh shorts before I said that. All right. Well, here we go. E.T. welcome. Kentucky City beams message into space inviting extraterrestrial visitors.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes. Oh, dude, I must be like 8 for a 8 to 10.
Now, so you might think this being something small like Munfordville or
it's probably Lexington
or something. But yeah, well, let's see. Sorry, Mr. Angel, would you like barbecue sauce with your shorts?
Mr. Angel.
Yes.
We're going to hold you to this. You know that, right?
Yes. So, but see, I tell you, like Lemon Pie Nevada was a good choice. And all you people with New Mexico, you guys are great. I mean, those are great answers.
What do you mean, you people?
No.
Sorry.
You guys.
What do you mean, you people? Yeah. We're gonna do tropical. We're gonna do Tropic Thunder.
Okay. Yes. Well, hey, Mr. Angel now says, "Well, prepare for my new recipe of Kentucky Fried Shorts. Extra spicy soon." Yeah, but what's this? Yeah.
Oh wait, we have to ask the question.
Yeah,
Dadman, have you seen Tropic Thunder?
Oh yeah, I've seen Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Here's the story. Lexington, Kentucky. But now it may not be Lexington. Let's see where.
I thought it was.
That's where the date line's out of. Kentucky City has come up with an out of this world campaign to promote tourism. Well, it looks like it is. The Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau. That's what I'm saying. It's not Richmond or some little. Hey, Simply Steve 68.
I didn't.
Good timing here. You're eating pizza? Well, Mr. Angel's going to have to eat shorts he's wearing tonight for getting this one. But good to see you, Simply Steve. Everybody smash that like button. And Jess, I did see that. I will talk about that in a minute. So he wants to send Mr. Lee the link to Mr. Lee. He wants to participate with delicious traditional cooking to your show. Okay. Hey, go Lex. All right. Well, here we go. Like I said, you'd think maybe Munfordville or one of those little small towns and out in the middle of nowhere. No, Lexington. Used an infrared laser to beam a message into space to invite extraterrestrial travelers. All I think of is those flashing lights in Independence Day.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing you'll go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Cheech and Chong at the end of the one movie where they're driving through the country fields. Do you guys remember the end of that one? The next next movie.
Yeah.
And then they get beamed up by aliens.
Yeah, well, here we go. Especially on the heels of the last one with the South Park reference that you had and the initial probing episode. They said the first thing you'll notice as you transcend through quote, the first thing you'll notice as you Corey, you're going to love this if you have not heard this. But Snorter Poop was saying, I was hoping it would have been Burnside, Louisville, or someplace called West Leg Hump. Well, I think that Corey is on the spot. That someone from UK had the idea to boot. Wait till you hear this, though. Okay? Wait till you hear this. Quote, the first thing you'll notice as you descend through Earth's atmosphere above central Kentucky is the lush green countryside that surrounds Lexington's vibrant city center. That's our famous bluegrass, end quote. The message begins. It goes on to describe gentle rolling hills, horse farms, and bourbon before suggesting places to stay and eat and shop. The idea for the campaign came from recent UFO revelations and advances in deep space imaging that have fueled the belief that we are not alone in the universe. The Visitors Bureau said in a statement this month announcing the move. I mean, you can't make this up. And this is like supposedly professional, like business. Go ahead, guys. I just.
They had to put the bourbon in there, right?
I know.
Right?
At least they got something right.
Did they put horses in there or basketball?
Yeah, the horse farms. The horse farms.
Okay.
What are you saying? Like South Park? Or are they trying to change out the cows from South Park to the horses for the aliens? I mean, sorry.
No, but there was an episode about cows.
No, I know there was.
Okay. No, so I'm laughing so hard because originally my family was from Miami, and then my mom got divorced and remarried. They wanted a farm. They picked if you still have your map, you can pull this up, and it's called Gravel Switch, Kentucky. So I'm right out kind of like in the middle of the state. So that's why why I said kind of joked about Lexington. I didn't look it up. I lived there a long time ago. Went to school in a little town called Lebanon, Kentucky, Marion County. So we lived out there in the sticks for a while.
Corey's saying it's definitely UK for sure because that's the type of stuff that it sounds like they push. Right. Masters loves the scene in the life of Brian when they pick him up, saving from the Romans just to go ahead and involve in a space fight. Got shot, smashed down at exactly the same spot on Earth. And now they're coming up with new flavors. Master Angels responded to Masters. Peppers, chocolate, and chili is a match made in heaven. Now just decided if it's short stew or grilled shorts. So,
now I did do a bourbon trail kind of thing in Kentucky a few years back, and I did go through two places: Beaver Lick, Kentucky, and Bald Knob, Kentucky.
Aliens. We have traveled thousands of light years to seek out other civilizations, and we landed in Kentucky. Simply Steve saying you don't want to probe the horse; they will kick back. Corey was saying, Dave, and that was not far from where he is in the talking about Danville area.
Interesting.
Oh, Danville, yeah. I went to Washington County High School in Springfield. So
cool. Well, let's finish the article a little bit. Let's see if it's even funnier. And Jess, yes, if I can get to those pictures, I will try to in a little bit. I want to get through some of these things we got here tonight. The agency said it worked with scientists and scholars. Right there, UK. It's got to be UK.
Oh, jeez.
Right? Damn, Corey's on fire tonight.
Yeah.
No, I can't write that. Snort a poop. Oh, gosh. All right. They work with scientists and scholars to beam the message toward potentially habitable planets in the TRAPPIST-1 solar system 40 light years away. The effort was led by Lexington native Robert Lauder, who is an expert in computer engineering, astrobiology, and search for extraterrestrial.
Extra testicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Extraterrestrial intelligence. Oh, gosh. Can't English tonight. He said, quote, in a statement, "We brought together experts in engineering, linguistics, digital media, philosophy, and science fiction. Science fiction! God, why can't we get better? Maybe this is why sci-fi may be bad these days. To design, debate, and transmit the message. The message was sent with FAA approval and has a coded bitmap image. The bitmap image is key to it all. We included imagery representing the elements of life, our iconic Lexington rolling hills, the molecular structure for water, bourbon, and even dopamine, because Lexington is fun. It should take 40 years to get to its intended targets and another 40 years to receive any response. In the meantime, the agency says any earthly travelers are invited to visit. So
they should never have sent that as a bitmap, though, because that's a proprietary format, and Microsoft is going to come after those aliens if they try to open it with invalid software.
Exactly. And Dave is back. So yes,
hey.
Sorry. You got me on that one, JT, with the pronunciation. So let's see. No, not Springfield, Illinois, home of Michael Myers. But hello, Alaska Jeff. Good to see you tonight. Yes, it's but you probably said what everybody was thinking. All I needed Oregon State involved in the story. You have Kentucky, only they would be so bold. Yeah. So, and it's not basketball. So Mr. Angel said it's a conspiracy. As soon as we land in Kentucky Fried Alien Wings on the menu. We are not falling for that. And Max Redstone is here. Said hello to everybody. Hey.
Oh, hey, Max Redstone.
Yeah, and Jess is laughing at Alaska Jeff's timing for coming in. So, but at least you didn't say anything about Bald Knob. Yeah, you didn't. But hey, there you go. That's another wonderful story for this. For this thing. This is not going to be one, because this one, I really can't give it in a way because the headline involves a teammate. This is international football. Mr. Angel, Masters, JT, this is for you guys. Okay? Screw the Americans in our football where we use our hands more than our feet. There's a story out of Sunderland, England. Sunderland apologized to its fans for rebranding Stadium Bar in Newcastle colors for the FA Cup game.
Huh? What?
Apparently, a second-tier English soccer club apologized to fans after the bar of its Stadium of Light was rebranded in Newcastle colors and banners ahead of Saturday's derby. So basically, it'd be like if you took the Florida Gators and put it in Georgia Stadium.
Oh, okay.
That's what we have here. So I'm not familiar with Newcastle. Are you, JT?
No.
No.
Well,
okay.
I mean, I'm familiar with Newcastle, but not like intimately involved in their football record or anything.
Yeah. Well, the Black Cats Bar will serve as corporate hospitality suite for visiting fans, but Sunderland pledged to return the space back to its original state after a fan backlash. So they basically, what it said, they ended up putting home fans were already tense after some season ticket holders were moved from their usual seats to accommodate 6,000 traveling Magpie supporters. So the gaffe threatened to overshadow the eagerly anticipated third-round cup match between the Northeast neighbors. So this is basically Sunderland returned to the Championship last season, was one game away from earning promotion to the Premier League. Current club is currently in 6th in standing. So basically, folks, what this happens is it's like you take Florida Field, put Georgia Bulldog colors in a good part of it. You just don't do that. So, Mr. Angel, okay, you know nothing about soccer. All right, Masters is our soccer. Masters and JT are our soccer experts then. So, Jess has been watching Welcome to Wrexham lately, so I'm a UK football mode. Oh boy, oh boy. So, Stuart Poop is bald knob. Where knobs are smooth and our women are hairy.
Ouch.
You can have a great song with that, like play around with a Paradise City song. It's a little Guns N' Roses sent it to us to that tune. So, all right, let me do one more story, and then we're going to jump into some random topics. Like I said, we can talk 80s music, we can talk. I'm going to find those pictures Jess sent. Hungry Boy, we can go 80s music. We can talk serials or cartoon shows.
Cartoons.
Let's see wherever the cats go.
Which goes with cereal, by the way. Cartoons go with cereal. We know this.
All right. Well, we can go all over that. Then let me see real quick. So, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to. Okay. All right. We're going to call Where in the UK. Where in the UK did this happen? All right. We are going to say, you said I will get to them as I can. So, no, I'm not wearing my jacket. I'm in back home and we are warm. So, we got the heat up. Actually, I turned on the heat for the first time in a hotel ever this trip. I'm always just 40 degrees outside, cranking it down to 65. But, this time even I turned the heat on. So, all right. So, did this happen in England?
Not Wales, not Scotland, not Northern Ireland, just
Wales.
England. Right. Okay.
England, Scotland, or Wales? Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Ash? Where's Ash? England, Scotland, or Wales? Where did this story come from?
I almost.
Camera catches mouse-proud rodent tidying man's shed.
Okay. I'm going to go Scotland in this one.
Camera catches mouse-proud rodent tidying man's shed. Did this happen in
It's England, such a Scottish attitude.
Okay.
It's got to be Scotland because it's a Scottish attitude. It's totally a Scottish attitude.
I'll go
Dave,
Wales.
You go Wales?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Dave?
My first guess was actually Wales. I don't know why. I'll stick with it.
Now, see, the real answer to this is Great Britain because it's brilliant. Because it's so brilliant, it has to be British. If it wasn't brilliant, then it would break out into one of these other places.
But
I hear you.
right, JT.
All right. Well, any other guests? We've still got 13 people hanging out with us. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight, and hope y'all are having some fun and laughs with us on a different Friday night show than we usually do because of taking the night off from Buck Rogers. We had a little talk earlier. So, all right. So recap. Hungry. You took who again?
Oh, it's got to be the Scottish. Got to be the Scottish.
Okay, JT, you took
Welsh.
Dave,
Wales,
you went with.
I went with Wales, but
okay.
I want to go with Scotland, but I'm going to stick with my first guess.
Hey, Bucky's Crafting. How are you tonight? Good timing. So you missed the first two great things that involved aliens and all kinds of cows and horses and interstellar time communication. But hey, Bucky, you're here. Camera catches mouse-proud rodent tidying man's shed. Did this happen in England, Scotland, or Wales? So hopefully you have time to guess with us, Bucky's, while I am going back to look and see. Corey says England. Atwood says Wales. Jeff says Wales. Max Redstone says Scotland. Star Poopa says Scotland. Jess says Scotland. Mr. Angel says must be Wales. Magical creatures everywhere there. So
that is true. That is true.
So, all right.
Actually,
So,
I'm not voting Wales because I like the Welsh, but that's I don't want this to be a Welsh story.
Yeah, I'd say it would be wearing a kilt, but then it doesn't matter with those three guesses then.
Exactly.
But Bucky's, can you pick one? Pick Scotland or Wales. You got a 50-50 chance. And she says, hello to you, Dave. Also, 16 people here. Wow.
That's right.
Vivid Pie comes in with Wales. All right. Let's see. Bucky's, if you want to pick Scotland or Wales, pick one. We got a lot of answers on this one.
Sorry.
We got a lot of answers on this one.
Look at Snorter Poopus.
There be Wales, Jim.
No, look at Snorter Poopus chat.
You guys are awesome. This is hilarious. Thanks for
I don't
being
have a
here.
good Scotty accent or voice.
I get it now. She's got Captain.
Oh dear God.
Oh, that's better than my English. Good day, old chap.
Oh no!
Would you
Oh,
like some
no.
tea?
Oh no! Oh no!
No! Oh my
Ashley-
God!
Ashley even told me to shut up once because
I'm having like flashbacks to Dick Van Dyke and oh man!
I thought Dick Van Dyke did a great English accent.
No, God,
I'll
it's one
say
of the
this,
worst.
Dadman. Your English accent is closer to the real thing than Hunt for Red October, the late great, Englishman trying to be a Russian. I'll
Well,
just say
listen,
that.
Oh,
Bucky's
my
remembers
God.
the time. You should hear my French. Thought the miss was going to kill him. Mademoiselle, mon chéri.
That's
Oui,
good.
Paris.
That's
Well,
good.
I did something.
I
Well, I
got
did
it
something
worse
else.
than
So it was really bad. But Bucky's right. The missus was like, "Stop it! Shut up!" It was like,
I got a reference.
"But Captain, I'm giving it all she's got." Yeah, Ash. It was so funny with Ash. I was doing it in front of Ash, and Ash was just like, "Stop, stop." And the harder I tried, the worse it got. That was what's so funny about it. Was he's like, "You're not even getting it," because Ash was having fun picking on the Southern accent. We were having fun with it, and I was like, "No." Oh, pièce de résistance.
Oh dear God.
I still can't freaking
Bonjour,
say it.
mademoiselle.
Pièce de résistance.
Or as they say in Australia, parlez-vous français, mate.
Parlez-vous français? Pièce de résistance. I cannot say resistance. Pièce de résistance. It's like I'm losing a syllable in there.
God. You guys are killing me.
Wow, Jess knows inappropriate
jeez.
French from the song Lady Marmalade. Hey, Bucky's was
Oh,
laughing.
Max. I'm sorry,
Yes,
Max Redstone.
exactly.
I've got a
Yeah.
better one for you about Russian movies.
Yeah.
The
Well, hey,
worst.
that had
Wait
the
till
guy
I
that-
read you the cast of this Russian
Well, yeah, there was
movie.
one guy in that the guy that was also in Running Man. He was also the bulk heavy guy, the bodyguard for Richard Dawson. He was famous for being in almost all of Arnold's movies and stuff. But he was like, yeah, he started the Russian national anthem. Oh, Bucky's. Stop! I'm going to wake the kids who are laughing. Please have
Nice,
mercy.
Bucky.
Tell us about the mouse. Dadgummit, Jeff, do you think you're like the Get On With It and Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Get on with it. All right, here we go. All right, we got all the answers in. I forgot what everybody said, but here we go with it. Camera catches mouse-proud rodent tidying man's shed. Welsh tidy mouse has been sneaking into 75-year-old shed
No!
every night since early October.
Yes.
Now, the story goes that a mouse-proud rodent has been caught on camera tidying up a man's shed. The man lives in Powys, is a keen wildlife photographer, but he got more than bargained for when items in his shed were mysteriously put away at night. He said, I've got a little box where I've got some nuts that I can feed to the birds, and I've got lots of other food and bins and things. One morning, I went in early in October, and there were no nuts in there, and I thought I put nuts in yesterday. After the nuts disappeared on several occasions, some items started being put in the box. I had lots of bits of stuff, and I had on my bench and put in there, and I thought I was going to set up a night camera, he said. So I set that up, and that's where I get these incredible videos of the mouse doing what it does. The rodent named Welsh Welsh Tidy Mouse might not be a resident of the shed, according to the man, but he's tidying every night. He said, I haven't found out how it's getting in, so I don't think it's actually living in there, but it could be. Let's see. He will eat the odd one or two nuts. I think that's what he's doing, is piling things on top of it to hide them. That is what I think is happening, to hide the nuts from other mice or anything that might get to his stash. So it was an interesting story, but yeah, let's see. We'll do this. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to show the picture of it here real quick to see this. We need to have the only language I could butcher worse than French is German. I think Masters. But see, got stuff that's laid in here, and in here. See what? Take a look at this real quick.
Cute little bugger.
Here we go.
Boing boing.
Yep. My cat's kind of interested in the stream now. There we go.
Good kitty. Get him, kitty. Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really, really interesting to see. So, wow, he moved a big thing in there. So.
Yeah.
He's literally cleaning up the area that got put in, and he's getting more stuff here. That's like a string or something. So wouldn't it be cool to have a rodent or anything be? Oh wow, look at that he put in there.
That's a pretty strong little mouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the video. Yeah, But I think Bucky said the video was really, really cute. Yeah. So, well, it's definitely for what you said in the get-go. Yeah, you got it. It was Scotland or Wales, but so, all right. So your punishment for going with Scotland is I speak more French for the rest of the show.
No,
that goes against the Geneva Code. No,
sacre bleu.
I could go sacre bleu. I could go German. 9.
The pain. My delicate back, William. My delicate back.
Sort of Pippa said, what's worse was Highlander Connery the Scot playing a Spaniard, or Lambert the Frenchman sort of playing a Scot?
No, guys, I've got the worst.
Or Patrick Stewart playing a French captain.
There you go.
So real quick, if you got time, real quick for this one, the worst one. Yeah. So Max delved into the Russian accent.
Okay. Oh, well, let me go down the chat. I'll catch up to it. Bucky's like the video. Yes, I'm glad we showed that. It was a really, really so. Yeah, the Welsh are supposed to pray on their neighbors, not pray for their neighbors. Yeah, Jeff needs to hire. We all need to hire that mouse to clean apartments, tool sheds, anything else. So, oh gosh, the Stormpoop said the mouse high on fermented nuts was singing "The Men of Harlech."
Yes,
and
that's a Welsh song. It's a cultural song. Yeah.
Was that the mouse from V? What I remember V, but not the. I don't know. I remember the show V, but I don't remember the mouse in it.
Max is referring to the awful moment where some of the visitors reveal themselves. We see their real faces, and they eat a mouse.
Yes, I remember that crap.
No,
because they're reptiles, so they eat the mouse. It actually was good science fiction, but it grossed out a lot of teenagers in the 1980s when we saw that on television. It was like, you can't do that.
And Snortopoopas, I sent this story to her when I found out about it. So she should know about that tonight. I could not think of a mouse without involving Squeaka. And a lot of people have pet mice. So Jess said her mom would freak out, hates mice. Oh dear God, I was just joking about the French. Oh my gosh, Bucky's. So Master say Mighty Mouse never was a cartoon. I knew it. Yet 9. No. Oh, C. Oh, I'm just kidding. Political officer Putin do something. We will nuke this chat with regards France au revoir.
That's a very good joke considering the French atomic tests. That's very nice, Mr. A.
Mhm.
Very
Oh
nice.
gosh, you guys are awesome. But hey, still with 14. But hey, that's a pretty cool article. So
Yeah, it was.
with that, it really was with that. So so that's what I have for odd news and odd stories. But let's go with let's kick the tires on either cartoons or let's talk a little bit about the 66 Batman. I just, Are you guys up on the 66 Batman?
I grew
I've
up with
seen it before, but it's been a while.
Dave,
I'll be honest.
do you know much with the 66 Batman?
Oh yeah, Cesar Romero was fantastic.
Yeah, let's see.
Cesar Romero, forget that. Yvonne Craig, dude.
Oh,
Yvonne Craig.
yes. All right, here we go.
Funny,
We're going to talk about Skin Tight.
Well, it's funny that you talk about
We can do
Cesar
it.
Romero because everybody debates who Heath Ledger or this, that, all these guys. But to me, every time they do a new version of Batman, it goes against the villains. To me, go against the 66 Batman. Cesar Romero, Frank Gorshin, Burgess Meredith. They were so classic, iconic. Now, Adam West will always be my Batman, but I will say the 89 Michael Keaton and the 89 Jack Nicholson Joker do hold a special place in a little bit of an edgier, darker side. But to me, especially the villains were the 66 villains. I don't know whether it's because they were cartoonish, they were more fun, because I guess everything so modern is so dark and serious.
Yeah. And Victor Buono as King Tut. He was fantastic.
Who's that guy? I thought he was Captain Crunch with that thing on his chin.
Victor Buono was a character actor from the 50s and 60s up until the early 70s, and he got to play King Tut on the Batman show. And he's just he's a hilarious dude. He's got a great sense of comedic timing, and he knows how to slow down a line, how to bring it up. But I mean, all the cast members were great because they were really pulling the best of people who were willing to work on television at that time. Because as we remember, at that time, there was this big thing about being a television actor versus being a film actor. And you were slumming it if you were on television. And the great thing about the Batman show was they kind of put pay to that. They had Vincent Price as Egghead, for God's sake. And, oh man, I love Vincent. Vincent's fantastic. And I mean, all the lovely. The other thing too is I know this is going to sound very antediluvian and Neanderthal, but man, the villains had some great henchwomen working alongside them.
Yep. Well, in the first one, right off the bat, she falls in the nuclear charging thing. We had our first television death. In the first, I was at the first or the second episode of, it's like, I mean, to me, that was like big for that time, they didn't show anything, but it's like, you knew she was gone because she fell in the reactor, and it's like, but see, I also like Snort Poopa said, the only Batman with a dad bod classic. Exactly. Exactly. So, and that's the thing is that everything I judge is basically from the 66, because and from there, because I know we had some other Cubs about, I think I might have been referring to 89 there, talking about Dark Knight better. And then, of course, Ed was talking about Kevin Conroy, I think, as a voice actor, Joker. Or is he? I'm not.
No, he played Batman. Kevin Conroy played Batman.
Yeah, but see,
Mark Hamill often played the Joker. That's the big tie-in between sci-fi movies and television.
Actors.
Yes.
See, and I like Master said, Romero was perfect, crazy as batshit, even as a person, I guess. But he got that laugh. It just was so classic, and he looked with his eyebrows, his manner, his height. Just he looked the part, and like I said, the thing like that, Nicholson was in that genre. I don't like. I mean, I know they had the movie Joker, which is completely different. But forget whatever the Jared Leto thing was. But none
that
of the
abomination.
None of the other Jokers really are like the Joker to me. I mean, the Joker. Even Nicholson, as dark as the 89 movie was, and for me to like the 89 movie was a huge step from the 66 version.
Yeah.
He was dark, but he was still funny. he was still light. It just all that. I mean, yeah, you knew he was going to destroy and eliminate everybody, but he was going to laugh. It was going to be funny. And that reminded me of Romero, But one of the things I saw when the Miss and I watched the first 2 episodes again the other night, Commissioner Gordon's telling him, "You're what is it? They used like use the phrase like death-defying or your life-threatening enemy or something like that." And I'm like, nobody dies. It was like, Commissioner, nobody dies. Nobody dies. But it was one of those lines that was kind of cool. But like I said, the joke, the penguin, Danny DeVito was okay in the one with him, but still,
no, he wasn't. He was terrible.
But you know what? He was okay.
We're gonna go at it.
But it was so disgusting compared to looking at Burgess Meredith. I mean, how can you not like Burgess Meredith?
I love Burgess Meredith.
He's Rocky's ringside guy. He was the toga guy in the amphitheater and the only Clash of the Titans. And he also was the guy who given us great lines in the great old grumpy old men like Take the Log to the Beaver or the Skin Boat, and like a lot of good old outtake lines that they had that were really entendres, triple entendres if you want. Okay, you're supposed to laugh at that one, Hungry. But anyway, but you know what I mean. He was such a great guy, but this one was just like, I don't know, JT. I don't know. Did you like the Penguin and actually, I can't even keep the movie. Did you like the Danny DeVito Penguin?
Jeez, not really. Just not really. And I'm trying to remember like why. I don't know. I don't think he was the right guy to play it.
Well, the whole thing is it's Tim Burton, and that means it's deconstructionist, even if people don't realize it's deconstructionist. Right. So the Penguin in that film was so deconstructionist. I think that's when my loathing of deconstructionism really began. And I just turning him into, a deformed, slobbering monster compared to what the character was in the comic books. It's night and day. It's apples and oranges. And yes, he is a villain. Yes, he wears a top hat. No, he's not the Penguin.
Yeah, I agree with you, Hungry. And my other thing to that, Dadman, is when I think of the Penguin, I think of Batman the Animated Series, like the look of the Penguin, and they're not the same at all.
You mean more of the classic, the classic old, really nice looking with the suit. He's never dirty and nasty looking, right?
Yeah. And I mean, the nose is similar, but that's where the similarities really end between the Danny DeVito one and the animated series one. So when I say I don't like it, I mean, I don't know. I had the animated series kind of version in my mind because that stuff came out when I was a kid. Keep in mind, like I might be the one on the panel that was not an adult when all of those came out. Yeah. So 92, I was in earlier grade school. So the animated series was going to do it for me over. I don't even remember when I watched the Danny DeVito version, but it definitely was not in 92. It would have been too old for me. So I probably got it from Blockbuster or something,
God almighty. So what?
A few years later.
When did that one come out? The DeVito one?
Danny DeVito was 92, I thought.
90.
Yeah, it's a little earlier than 92. A little earlier, I think.
A little earlier than 92?
I can barely remember the name.
I'd have to look it up, but I think it came out a little bit before 92. It may have been on video in 92, but
okay.
Batman, let me just
regardless, I wasn't watching that version.
What you're really kind of confirming in a way is that
no, it's 92. You're right. Sorry.
It's basically that even the animated series gave Penguin a real classic look of some class or something higher than what we got, which was basically really gross and disgusting. I mean, it's the case where they made Batman maybe too dark. They're going for dark. I wonder if that might have. I wonder who directed that. Was that Tim Burton directed one? Because
Tim Burton directed the first two, so he directed Batman and then Batman Returns. And
don't even mention the Batman Robin one. Don't even.
No. We're not talking about that one.
Don't even.
Oh, I like Alicia Silverstone.
Don't even. Let's not go there.
So that would explain with Tim Burton directing it. It was so, and I tell you, one thing I did not like with that movie was it was so, like I said, I'm bubblegum and pop, of the 66 Batman. I could deal with 89. It was a step, but this one just went so dark, so dark that it was probably too much for me. And I compared this, Cobblepot here to Burgess Meredith, and it just, lost it in there.
Well, you got to remember that the film was also written by the guy who wrote Heathers.
Yeah,
the film Heathers.
And Nightmare Before Christmas. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, no, that's Tim Burton. I'm talking about the writer. So you get Tim Burton alongside a writer who does things like Heathers and obviously Demolition Man. You've got this perfect storm of deconstructionism. And deconstructionism tends to go dark rather than go light, although it can go light if it chooses to. But
I think compare those two movies, the 89 and this one. 89 was dark, but still light and funny.
I agree.
Even this one was shot dark. The scenes were dark. There was all this foreboding, and it was all snowy and dark. And I just, and it's interesting to hear people that have watched the animated series compare what they saw even in the animated series to the actual theatrical release. That it looks like there was a big difference.
The animated series is very comic book accurate. And it's trying very hard to cover more than 3 decades of comic books, and it does it with aplomb and panache.
Good night, Mr. Angel. I just saw this. If you're
sorry, man,
good night. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Have
a good night. Have a good night.
Sweet dreams, my bro. Sweet dreams.
Thanks for the chats.
Okay, go ahead and finish your point. Sorry to cut you off there, Hungry.
No, that was fine. I'm just saying that comparing the animated series, particularly its first 3 years, to anything else, either television or film, is kind of unfair, since animation is such a specific thing. And when you have people from the outset setting out to do something accurately, because the Batman cartoon is done by Warner, who owns DC Comics, Warner Brothers. Then even though they do the live action films, people in animation, particularly action animation, are generally, whether they admit it or not, they're going to be comic book people of some type. So they're going to get it right. Whereas you get Tim Burton, who just wants to go, hee, I ruined something that you love. Aren't I clever? That's fucking Tim Burton in a nutshell. And
Let's see.
I thought that was your Zack Snyder voice.
No.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No, now, Zack Snyder sounds way too dude bro. He just, you ever see the commentary on his reimagining of Dawn of the Dead? He keeps saying rock star every 5 sentences for 2 hours. It drives me nuts.
Was he on Miami Snow or during that interview?
Probably.
Oh, you mean the Peruvian's devil's talcum powder? Yeah, most likely.
Yes, the booger sugar. Yep.
All right, we got to do this. That when you started this. Okay, we're going to bring out a poll.
Oh no, the pole! Now we've done it, JT. We awakened the pole beast. The pole beast is marching among us.
Yeah,
I do want to get everybody's opinion on the Batmobile, Dadman. If we can go there for a minute after your poll.
Let me finish typing though, real quick. Let's see. Let's see.
No, Snortopoopas, we're not doing a poll. That's nothing to do with Poland or the Polish people. And that would be dirty anyway.
Now, I will say this: I am not going to consider. I'm not going to consider Jared Leto a serious option in this poll. Okay?
No, leave him out.
Yeah,
you only get 4 choices. What?
Yep, I know. But I'm going to kind of mix the formats here. So I'm going to go with Jack Nicholson, which is in movies. Heath Ledger, which are also in movies, Cesar Romero, who's from television, 66, and a voice actor, Mark Hamill. Who is your favorite Joker?
Oh, you're not putting in Joaquin?
No, that's a completely different
That's not even a comic book movie. That was done as an original script, and then they just like shunted the Joker stuff onto it when it was when the script was struggling to get produced. So I don't consider that an actual comic book movie.
Now Max Redstone, Daisy Blossom and I talked about this. You can go back and watch our review of Demolition Man. Yeah, I call that the movie that foretold 2020 before 2020 ever happened. So
I wish we could do ranked choice voting on these polls.
I know,
man, because I got like 2 or 3 that are really hard to pick.
I like it. Snort a poopus. I'm a polar bear. Of course, I know how to pole dance. But yes. So, because I want to talk about a couple things here, because a little more points for a little serious but fun discussion. Max contends that 66 Batman was dark but not lethal. I mean, Burgess married to kidnap your children, you'd be worried but not necessarily terrified. But I never got the feeling, because every week Batman would win. I mean, that first episode, they're danger, they're going to die, but Batman always won. So to me, it really never got dark per se, like the modern films have taken it, or maybe the comics did before 66. Because Hungry, we talked about that before, about how kind of Batman's kind of ebb and flowed between silly, dark, silly again, dark. I mean,
technically Batman in 1939 began as dark. He actually used to carry a pistol for the first 6 issues, and on occasion he would use it. And I mean, use it. I mean, okay, someone's not getting up again when they hit the ground. That's what I mean. And he had people who became vampires, and he staked them to the heart. And that's going back to the early 40s. And then by the 50s, they discover the humorous aspects, the whimsy aspects of Batman, and that goes all the way until around late 67, early 68, when you start getting people like Denny O'Neil writing it, and you get Neil Adams drawing it, and then it gets a little bit more adventurous by the early 80s, but then you have the Alan Moore graphic novel illustrated by Brian Bolland, and that is The Killing Joke, and that's where, and then right after that you have the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns, where everything gets really dark, really nasty, really sleazy, and had a fair amount of sexual content in it. And that was done to shock people and make money because of the shock. But it wasn't intended to change the entire essence of the character, which accidentally it did.
Right. And hello to Pop Culture Republic. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, PCR.
Nice to see you. Difficult poll. Well, we have difficult polls. Our polls are hard around here. It's the only way to have it. I had an article.
This stream lasts for more than 4 hours, so I'm going to have to contact a physician.
Listen, I may go to this. I, in looking for weird news, found one where they were thinking that Christmas time was a big time for hospitalizations. I will stop there for now, but it's okay. So, but yeah, it's good to see you. And Batman was always one, but it had cliffhanger episodes as well that kept attention, and absolutely it did. So, let's see. Okay, I see that link. It's AGT. So, but so with the let me get back to where I was here with the. Let's see. Well, okay, there was. Back to the original comment that we said here, though. Let's see. So I never really looked at it as dark per se because of those reasons. And he always won and things like that. But probably for that time, for the modern television audiences at the time, it was kind of dark. Like I've said before, like with Star Wars in the theaters, or even 80s music coming out. My grandmother was like, "Oh, everything was like bad," or things like that, and. It's interesting with the times how they go. So then Jess also asked about Heath Ledger as the Joker. Now, he did have problems and stuff like that, and I don't want to address what happened to him, but as the Joker, as a character in the universe, the lore, how I don't remember seeing the movie. I really didn't care for it. I never really liked him as an actor. But how was he as the Joker, if y'all saw the movie?
Well, he was
sorry.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as he played the role, I mean, he was fantastic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you have to kind of look at it when you're looking at this poll. I would have had a hard time picking the one because you look at the characterization that the movie is supposed to portray them as, and then you can look at how well the actor did it, right? So it's kind of really hard. I had a hard time between Jack and Caesar, right? So when you look at it like that, did he play the role great? I think he did. I think it was phenomenal. Was it a great Joker? Well, that depends on how you feel about the character, right? The characterization. You either like the Cesar Romero type of Joker or you like the Heath Ledger type of Joker. So it's really difficult to try to decipher how you want to go with that, right? But I thought he was phenomenal as far as he played the role. And then you can debate whether or not that kind of Joker was the kind of Joker you'd want to see. Right?
Well, and I guess that's where I'm asking the question of how did he fit in as a Joker in terms of the lore or what the character was supposed to be? I mean, not necessarily his
For
acting.
me, it was fantastic. I mean, if that, that's just complete psycho, right? there was no funny type of. I mean, he tried, I guess, some of it, but because we're not even going to put in what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix. I mean,
well,
no, because that's a separate.
It's a separate type of
whole separate.
Right, movie. And that's what I mean about characterizations, right? That characterization of a Joker is so different that we're not even going to put it in this type of poll.
See, and pop culture saying he was a great Joker, talking about Ledger for Bell's Batman. I and maybe it's based on what type of Batman you get is the way it works. See, to me, everything's based off Cesar Romero.
Right, and that's why I had such a hard time.
So when Jack Nicholson came along with the Keaton Batman, I actually liked the Jack Nicholson Joker because I thought he got the comedic side, the laugh, the giggles, in it. But they're still deathly.
Yes, and
was so dark though, like the Bell Batman. It was like couldn't laugh at it. I didn't find it fun to watch, at least as me. And this goes into things that are everybody's subjective opinions, what they like and things like that. And we are definitely a channel that encourages all thoughts and opinions on these things because, I'm different. Of course, I can't talk French and stuff like that, and people don't want me to. But I know I look at these things a little bit different, and a lot of what I watched as a kid carried with me over the years of my life. I like happy endings. I like certain things, and when old characters are a certain way, don't change it. That's why the god awful the Mouse trilogy, really destroyed Star Wars for me from going forward. Period. Because they took what I knew from before and it's non-existent now. And the characters are not the same. They don't have the same functions, the same roles. And kind of like that's where in these type of movies, when I grew up with the 66 Batman, how they did it going forward really affects a lot of it. But also the thing with the movies, they keep killing off other bad guys. I mean, the thing with TV show, your Joker would return because he got arrested and captured, or Penguin, and maybe did they make a mistake? I mean, not letting the bad guys escape or always having them a final closed ending. Should they maybe have left them more open?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of the comfort when I was a kid watching the Batman series in reruns, obviously. There was a comfort in knowing the Batman would always win. I think there were two episodes, like with a cliffhanger at the end of one leading into the other one. I think that happened twice. That used to bug the crap out of me as a kid. And the whole almost, I don't like to use this word, but almost smarmy charm of the entire show was comfort food. It was like eating a Twinkie when you got home from school. And so I liked those elements of the show. And at that time, when we're watching those reruns, you have to remember we already had dark things going on television with shows like, I mean, I won't go into the Australian ones, but with the American ones that we used to get sent here, you had Columbo, which had some very dark themes, but Kojak was an incredibly dark show. And Hawaii Five-0 was an incredibly dark show. So you needed something light to balance that off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't forget, like back in the '66, as far as violence is concerned, obviously we all know that it had to be tame to the point where it could be on TV. And don't forget the Biff Pow Bang animated.
God, I love that.
They would,
I love that.
just even lighten up, and it was that was great, wasn't it?
That was great, and it was also comic book accurate. The actual show looked like a page from a comic book. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and like I was saying, they couldn't go too dark, right? Even if they wanted to, and in that type of show, they probably weren't trying to go that far with it anyway.
And I think before that, they were so dark, they were trying to liven it up for more general audiences, and so then we got the '66 Batman.
Yeah,
but
because
look what Bucky's say. Bucky's coming out of. It's not that I don't want you to speak French, just not when my kids are sleeping.
Good one, Bucky. Good one.
Let's see. Looking at this from not seeing this stuff originally, I think I have a totally different take on it. So I bet people in the chat are going to start calling for pitchforks on me here. But on the 4, if I had to rate them, number 4 I would say is Jack Nicholson, because I think he was too big a little bit for that role in the movie.
Okay. You mean because of him being a famous actor, or just
okay. And all I can see when I look at that Joker is Jack Nicholson. You know,
when you gotta go with a smile.
Not that he did a bad job. I just think sometimes actors can be too big for the role.
But it's an intangible. It's an intangible. It's one of those things it's just something. It's a feeling. It just I got you, and that makes sense. That does make sense.
And number 3,
it's like having Arnold as Mr. Freeze. It's like, what the hell was that?
Same thing.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, JT.
Number 3, I had Cesar Romero in '66 Batman.
By the way, folks, Dadman is not a democracy along here. I'm a benevolent dictatorship. JT, hey, my friend. But so Romero third, okay. My 2 favorite are okay, cool.
But
what's up?
See, being a youngster, it's hard for me to watch stuff from the '60s and get into it. It is. Sometimes I feel like you have to be alive for some of that, and I wasn't. So it's not bad. It's just not my cup of tea. Right. Number 2 is the animated series. I love that Batman. And I love that Joker. So, and it's kind of hard because Mark Hamill just did voice acting for that, right? Because it's animated. So he doesn't, I don't know if he gets total credit for that. But my favorite, and I know a lot of people don't like The Dark Knight. I think if you were to look at which one of these Jokers in your list of 4 is most like a real person, or that I could believe could be a real person the most, it would be the Heath Ledger Joker.
Excellent point.
And to me, that made the character the most alive, or that I feared the most. You look at the Mark Hamill one, I think is most like your cartoon villain, where you have the evil laugh and all that kind of stuff. The Cesar Romero one seems, I don't want to say sci-fi, but he seemed almost there's definitely a character to that, like a psychological kind of thing. They're all different in their own way. They're all very different, right? But the one that seemed the most, quote unquote, like a real person to me was Heath Ledger. So that's why I like
Well, see,
that Joker
pop
the most.
culture,
I'm not saying it's
talk
the best
about-
Batman
well,
experience, but
pop culture also said his lines were memorable. I mean, it's almost like the lines are too big also for the character. Like, where does he get all these toys? Storm Poopa said Nicholson seems to play his characters the same way in all the movies. So folks, go ahead and rate your 4 favorite if you want to. You can put them in the chat. I'll tag them and we'll come back and look at it. Since JT started, but let me say hello to Maddie's daddy. You want to get nuts?
Maddie.
Let's get nuts. I'm getting macadamias.
All right, Thor. Good to see you here,
Good to
Thor.
hear.
Hey,
Good to see you.
Thor.
Lisa's here. Lisa's here with her mushrooms.
Lisa.
I totally get if people disagree with me. I think Maddie's daddy, Thor in Vegas, says Heath Ledger created a great villain, but it didn't seem like the Joker to me.
Yeah,
and
Masters
that's perfectly valid. If it
rebelling.
doesn't feel like your mind's eye of who the Joker is, that because there's so many iterations. I totally get that.
See,
but
Maddie's
also
daddy's saying that he created a great villain, but it didn't seem like the Joker to him. And that's kind of what I think I feel with that is that the Joker with me was so ingrained with the comedic Romero of the 60s that Nicholson was not that much of a change for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as it got darker or more serious, it was harder. But like you said, you come from an earlier age and it's different. So I don't think you're wrong. it's just where you're coming from.
And one of the things that I think maybe, and I know people can and will probably disagree with me on this, is a lot of superhero movies really fall flat because they're not realistic.
Oh, Bucky's got a skedaddle.
It's a comic.
Oh, no.
See you, Bucky.
Good night, Bucky.
Good night, Bucky. Good night,
Bucky.
To me, as a more of a general audiences type of person who hasn't read every Golden Age and Silver Age comic that was ever created, it
watch it.
To me, I would appreciate more realism in the movie. And sometimes I feel like the Dark Knight trilogy gave you a little bit more with the people. And I know some people will vehemently disagree with me on that, but you look at that compared to some of the others, and I just felt like the characters were more real in some of that Dark Knight stuff compared to, and I can't even think of good ones because it's mostly Marvel phase 3, phase 4 garbaggio that is already flushed out of my brain. But
Okay.
Well, I think somebody mentioned, all jokes aside, that this was a tough poll.
Yes.
If we had long time to discuss it, you could probably change my mind once or twice to go back and think more about it. I mean, I love the Heath Ledger one, right? I mean, I only didn't go with the Mark Hamill because it was only animation, and I wanted to see more of the body action and the facial expressions and stuff like that. I mean, it's not that he didn't do a great job; he did. He's very famous for it as well, right? Everybody likes Mark Hamill as the Joker. This is a good poll, man. It's tough. It was. I'm still like even listening to JT. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to change my thinking. Change it again. Those top 3 without the animated one is, oof. That's a brutal one, man.
Now, if you're to ask me who has the best Batman, I do not agree that The Dark Knight was the best Batman with Christian Bale. So it's tough when you try to go through all of that.
Yeah.
The Hungry sitting over there like,
CLS has been playing with our CLS has actually been playing with our avatars for a while.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
He's actually been playing with our avatars. He's
I know. I was waiting for that, exactly. Maddie's daddy. I was waiting for that.
Lisa,
I couldn't catch on what he was doing.
Lisa, you know what I said earlier, so it's there for you. But hey, Lisa said Dark Knight was beautifully dark. So
it is, but it's almost like an alternative fairy tale reimagining of a lot of the Batman stuff. It's trying to be accurate and gritty, but at the same time, you really got to weigh up what you're going to see the film for. I mean, comic book people are a separate species on the planet, and we get very ornery about things. I admit that. But you have to appreciate what it means to people who've never really bothered to read any comic books, and is it good for them? And separate, okay, how good is a film as a film that's based on a comic book versus being an accurate comic book film? Those are really two different categories.
Yes.
And and therefore I have to, I respect utterly what JT's saying, and also what Dave is saying, and also a lot of times what Dadman is saying, because you know, people who've read less than 100 comic books in their lives are not going to be viewing the movie in the same way. And you cannot make a movie for so many millions of dollars and cater to a tiny demographic like my own. You just can't do it. It's not good business sense, and it's not good art. So do I love Dark Knight Returns? Absolutely. But I love it as someone who loves films, but I don't love it as a comic book person. You know?
Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I hated
ahead.
the third one, the last one. I hated the third one. I hated it. I'm sorry.
Well,
it was this probably for a whole nother stream, because we're kind of deviate. I don't want to deviate off the whole.
No, do it. We squirrel around here.
Some of the production,
said,
it was
nuts, tree to tree, nut to nut. Go ahead.
A lot of the things that we're seeing now, right? I mean, a lot of the things we're seeing now. That Matthew Modine scene where they finally convince him to run out, be tough and brave, and come out and help, and then he runs around the corner and he's right in front of God forbid, what's the name of the bat thing that had the machine gun on it? I'm drawing a blank. Sorry, guys. Anyway, he comes around the corner. They're charging a vehicle with automatic weapons, and I guess they take him out, right? And he's just laying there. There's nothing. It's just like he slipped on a banana or something. He's just right. And I'm like, oh, there's just crazy, silly scenes where they're fighting, and the guy behind Batman doesn't get punched, and he starts shaking and he falls down when nobody touched him. And it's just a lot of things like that. And the debate about him at the end, I'm assuming everybody's seen this, right? Yeah. He couldn't have got that far out for a bomb that blows that far. How big?
Right.
And it might seem petty, but when you see it, you can't unsee it. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I can't. That whole Matthew Modine was I was like, what did he get shot? So there was no blood, there was no thing. It was just weird. Like they were just cutting corners. Matthew, just lay down. Everybody will get it. You know.
Well, let me say hello to Admiral T, who's come in. He says Jack is his Joker. He's the Michael Jordan of Jokers. Heath Ledger is maybe a LeBron level Joker. He's good, but Jack's in a better movie. So that's his opinion here. Now, folks, I'm trying to see if you rate your top fours. I think I saw one or two put their top fours in. You can do it. We'll talk about that. Managed Day said, I once read a definition of the Joker as he might kill you because he doesn't like your shoes, or he might give you $1,000 also because he doesn't like your shoes. That's his Joker.
Yeah, right on. Right on, Thor.
And I understand that. So only animation, I don't know what that was about, but so Max is saying he's abstaining. Haven't seen the animated series Joker in a long time. So what's your Lisa had asked, what's your favorite Batman? JT, did you answer that?
Yeah, and I honestly need to rewatch a bunch of them so I could re-rank them, because it's been at least a decade. And I don't want to slam on Adam West. He's cool. I do like Val Kilmer and George Clooney. Well,
let's go ahead.
But, like I said, with Hungry Boy on the panel, I could. Hey, you could totally get me to say that Ben Affleck is the best Batman, and I'd have to agree, because Hungry Boy would just come with something, and I'd be
actually Ben Affleck is my favorite live action Batman.
Yep, I know.
I can't believe you said that. I was thinking I don't want to admit this, and then you went ahead and made me admit it.
I don't want to admit it either.
Well, let's see. Let me do this.
There you go.
I really don't.
Let's jump the shark a little bit more. Let's see where the poll on the Joker resides right now. And I am going to go ahead and close this poll. We got 15 votes. And I am going to close it because I want to ask a new question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the poll is over. With 15 votes in here, we've got Mark Hamill was the favorite Joker at 33% with 5 votes. Cesar Romero, the second, 26%. Nicholson at 20, and Heath Ledger tied with Jack at 20%. So that
interesting.
Pretty spread out.
Yeah, for the most part. We say. Okay, so with that being said, let's do another poll. Okay, who's your favorite Batman?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so now we're going to spread this around pretty well. So, all right, you guys. Okay, of course, I'm going to put Adam West in here, even though I can't vote. So we'll say Michael Keaton. I don't think we add Pattinson. I think we do Christian Bale. What do you think?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay. Christian Bale. And should I do George Clooney or Val Kilmer? Or should I do the voice actor for the cartoon
Kevin
series?
Conroy is the actor.
Should we do Kevin Conroy then?
I think,
you have to, right? I mean,
kind of, yes.
Kind of. Right. I mean, if you're gonna go with Mark Hamill and
right.
I'm thinking, because I'm just gonna make a prediction whether I pick it or not. He might win this poll.
Yep. Well, we'll go Adam West.
I don't know the chat that well, because they could come up with something really different than what I'm thinking, but it's going to be close.
Well, we will go with Adam West, Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Kevin Conroy. With that, who's your favorite Batman? Vote early, vote often. And I am way behind on the chat, so let's try to catch up real quick. So Pop Culture Republic said Jack and Heath tied for number 1 for him. I am Batman, but I used to be Skeletor, but I got it. He stole it. So everybody, lots of highs and hellos. And yeah, Maddie's daddy, tonight is a crazy hot night, and it's like hard to keep up with everybody. This is a wonderful chat. You're right, Dave. The chat is on fire tonight. Batfleck. What is Batfleck? No, I don't think she's laughing also. No, Atwood singing, dashing through the roof in a one-horse open tree, busting out I go, laughing all the way. All right, so yeah, and let's see. And Lisa, thank you for being here and your input while you're making dinner with your son tonight. That is incredibly cool. Thank you for being here, Lisa. Too. So let's see. All right, JT Kirk, this is your Batman. I'm going to put, let's see, Val Kilmer, Clooney, Christian Bale in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Although, like I said, I may need to rewatch some and reevaluate. You know, it's one of these things where if it's been a long time and you got older, you definitely might rotate through them.
Apparently, Snortopoopas is thinking at least is roasting her. Wouldn't a roast be easier to make dinner out of? So exactly. So and Lisa's cooking chicken curry over rice. So yeah. So and Snortopoopas misunderstood, started cooking. Oh. So Maddie's daddy said he actually liked the Batman, which had no Joker. I'm sure I'd hate it. I was sure that I'd hate it.
Well, hold on. I was been thinking about something because we were on this Joker tip.
Oh, Buddy Hepburn's here.
Backlash?
Buddy, good to see you, buddy.
How the backlash of that last scene. Didn't they change it or go back and try to fix it? That it was so terrible, that little scene with him in Arkham Asylum, right? That was so bad that everybody, I don't remember anybody who thought that they liked it. Maybe they did, but I don't recall a lot of people saying that scene was a good. Am I far off on this with that? With the backlash on that scene?
With this one, I'm not sure.
With the Batman, right? The little Joker scene at the end of the.
I've seen that scene. And I thought it was deplorable. Absolutely. But I don't want to go too much into that because I'll derail the conversation.
Well, we were talking about Jokers, and then Maddie's daddy brought it up, so I wanted to see. I hope I didn't spoil it.
Which one is the Batman?
That's the
most recent one.
Sparkly guy.
Oh, Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Oh,
there was a little Joker. I don't know if it was cut out from the DVD. I don't have a DVD of that one.
And he's not referred to as Joker in the scene. They're teasing the idea that he might be coming in later in a later film. So we'll see if that ever happens. But the deformities on the face were that was just over the top. That's just like some 25-year-old in the production department who's been playing too many video games, got a wild hair up his ass to have a wacky idea instead of following the character's already got deformities. He is technically a deformed human being. So you don't have to go over the top and make him look like he's had his face doused in napalm. You know, it's not necessary.
Oh, it was terrible. It was a horrible scene.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Buddy's here, but Mask of the Phantasm is the best theatrical Batman film. I've never heard of that.
It's good.
What is it? A cartoon, animated? I mean,
it's animated. It's an animated.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's been around for a while, I think, right, guys? I mean, if you're caught up on your animation.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's interesting to hear. So I don't know a lot of what's out there, and then I'm like I said, I'm coming from '66 and judging everything on that, and so Lisa's laughing about Keaton and Pattinson off the list. Keaton, see, Keaton, popped up in this last sort of Batman-ish movie with the Flash, the time travel stuff. We actually kind of like Keaton. We actually were nostalgic for Keaton showing up again, but that was, I guess, just us in our preferences. So
I'm boycotting that movie because it is not the correct Supergirl, and Lisa knows exactly what I mean.
Oh, there was nothing right with that. I mean, my gosh, we had Nick Cage as Superman when the Flash in it. Jeez, that's something I cannot unsee now. So
that hair.
Oh, dear God, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Max says Ben Affleck cannot be declared the best until either Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg has attempted this same role.
Yeah, good point.
Wasn't Matt Damon the leader of the Film Actors Guild?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, that was Alec. It was Alec.
Alec.
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Yep.
Yes, he was the head of the guild. Yes, he was.
Thank you.
But Matt Damon was always by his side. Matt Damon was
I love
always
that we
there.
just said the guild. You shortened it. Oh, good. And I tell you, a little sports ball here. Jess says, as a Chicago area girl, grew up doing three-peat. Jordan will always be the GOAT. If we count stats as far as rings and medals, LeBron took years more to break MJ records. You know what? Michael Jordan will always be the king. Screw this guy who's self-appointed on his own platitudes and self-promoted. Jordan played with some trash teams for so many years and carried a team for a long time before they finally became good and won those titles. Had you put him from day one with rosters that LeBron had, or even that Jordan had later in his career, add to the titles to Michael Jordan. The day he scored 63, the whole world was like crazy, or 60 something and won the game. So I'm with you there, Jess. I'm there with you, truly for the sports ball side of it. But hey, that's what we do. We take oh my God, the chat jumped on me again. Geez, sorry. But let's see. Val Kilmer was a Batman in one of the movies. So
he was a Batman, all right. One we'd all rather forget.
Yes.
God, Val Kilmer.
Hey, I liked him. Come on. Anyway.
You were like 5 years old when that.
Yeah.
He's writing his Val Kilmer.
That's why I'm saying I need to rewatch some of these because
and it depends on the
critical eye.
And it depends. I mean, Batman's hard to cast depending on where you want to take Batman. If you want kind of the goofy comic one, you got Keaton, who's a comedian, or an Adam West, depending on the level of comedy. But then you got Bell or the others that are darker Batman, so it just, it really is. So, and Teague is like me, Adam West. He was a genius. All right. Pop Culture Republic. Hard to choose a favorite Batman. Like them for different reasons. They are all good.
The whole thing too is, talking about who might be a worse Batman than the other. Nothing is worse than Arnold playing Mr. Freeze.
Let me preface that. We can talk about that because we were going to talk about 80s cartoon shows, but we magically found a great thing we're working on right now, which is the beauty of this show, because we're going to sit here and kick this thing around a while. But I finally, in the 66 version, I saw Mr. Freeze. It's like it was like just bare bones. I mean, he had to stay climate controlled and all that. And I saw that, but the way he looked in that was more practical than whatever silverly painted, glittery, whatever Arnold got. It was like he was like a more robot than he was. I don't know. There was a stark difference between that Mr. Freeze and the Mr. Freeze that we got in the 66 Batman, which I thought was a better.
the ice.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Yes, break the law.
God.
But see, that's also the thing is we took Schwarzenegger and put him into a franchise that has its own humor, but try to put Arnold lines into something like it would work for Running Man. You know, it started with Terminator. Doing it Running Man worked, but to stick it in a Batman franchise with a villain that already has an established modus operandi, you know, it kind of doesn't work, does it?
I'm pissing off Triple M here. I'm sorry, Triple M.
Cool
I apologize.
I'll get there. I'm behind so far behind the chat. Go ahead.
I'm with Masters on that. I don't even like talking about that movie. I can't. I was on our good buddy Clobby streaming Dadman. Yes. You might have been there, or I might have been on our other buddy Nick's or something. Somebody brought this up, and I was like, "What do y'all think about that one?" One word: unwatchable. For me.
All right.
Real quick. Maddie's dad. Luke Cage. Okay, so
yes.
Luke Cage. Yeah.
Good one.
Yes. But it's was it that? I guess it. I mean,
for me,
as somebody that did not know what Mr. Freeze looked like, or Professor Dr. Freeze, as somebody that did not know, it even looked bad, fake, horrendous to me. You know.
Yeah.
So I cannot imagine how bad it really looked to you guys that really know your stuff with this.
I can't even.
Now let me ask this question. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's finish Mr. Freeze. I want to come back to one more point Corey has, but go ahead. Let's finish with Mr. Freeze.
Well, the thing is that the actual, again, this goes into what the character is in the comic books and the animation versus what they tried to do with that film. And if you look at the director's predilections for the way he likes to do things, over the top, big brassy Broadway show, big musical, you know, I understand what he was doing for his own purposes, but that doesn't mean it's got anything to do with the material that he's developing it from. And that's what a lot of people complain about with Star Wars and other franchises these days. And to have Mr. Freeze just be the ultimate poster boy for 1990s excess. There was this whole thing visually about excess in the 1990s, and that's when Photoshop was just really, you know, finding its legs, and CGI was starting, and we had, you know, Jurassic Park had to be bigger and more over the top visually than the book was. And so I think it was a combination of the director plus the times, where people were getting so excited they just threw any accuracy to the core story out the window. A lot of times there were a lot of bad renditions of things from other material in the 90s that people forget about. And this is also, we were leading up to The Matrix. You know, the film came out before The Matrix, but it was leading up to that. The Matrix is classic 1990s excess.
Well, let me say hello to Gap After Dark before I lose my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Good to see you, Gap After Dark. Good to see you, sir. Is this the comment that got y'all going about from Masters about liking Val?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Masters. I apologize. I will lay down on the hibachi and be burned appropriately.
Well, I do agree about Arnold. Arnold was just bad in this one, though, with this stuff. So,
terrible.
Agent Atwood needs sleep, but this is what we do. We like to keep people up after dark and stuff like that. So, you know, Star Poopa said that Mr. Freeze was played by George Sanders, Otto Preminger, and Eli Wallach. Yeah.
I actually like the Otto Mr. Freeze best. He's my favorite one. There's just because I mean Preminger also made his own movies. All right, he wasn't just an actor. This guy was an all-rounder, and it was just so weird hearing that accent as Mr. Freeze, but it worked. It did work. Eli Wallach, I love him as an actor, but no, God, no. He's great in Creep Show, though.
Well, I'm going to pitchforks and all to Maddie's daddy because, you know, it's like, Batman, Adam West. So, but Masters saying, don't worry, they're busy storming my castles. Gee, second, you're right. Oh, so, you know, Maddie said Arnold was cast as Mr. Freeze for the same reason Richard Pryor was cast in Superman 3.
That's a good one. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, but yeah.
Have fun storming the castle. I'm not worried with the clip, but I know what that's from, The Princess Bride. I do remember that. So,
Why not give me a nice juicy paper cut and pour some lemon juice in it?
Or like Admiralty, the Waddling Man. Yeah, that's a good one. So. Jess is saying that when George Clooney showed up at Comic-Con, but after the movie, he apologized to the crowd for the movie. Wow, really? That's bad. That is.
Actually, the director apologized for it too.
Yeah.
He honestly thought he was giving something new. He just didn't realize nobody wanted it. That's all. So,
ouch.
Yes. Wow. Man, we went way off the crazy stuff. We get a little bit of sports ball, but JT had said earlier, like Val Kilmer, Clooney, Bell, possibly in that order, could be changed their mind. Now, Corey is asking about another villain. The Jared Leto Joker could have been good, but with a better writer, as he a little nuts himself. What do y'all think with that? I mean, we were quick to dispatch Jared Leto, but in that movie with he physically did not look like a Joker to me with the hair and the demonic. I just was wrong. I know to me Heath Ledger was different than Mike Nicholson or Cesar Romero, but it was actually he still kind of had the wide smile. He still sort of looked like a Joker-ish, but the Leto one was just something completely different. But would writing have helped him?
Nope.
No. I was trying to find a way to be charitable, but
we know the answer is it's like, would a better script help Gary Coleman and Buck Rogers? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
1%, but that's still not enough,
Well, let me see where our poll is at right now with currently 13 votes. Wow, folks, we still got 12 of y'all watching. Thank you.
Now, who would make a better Buck Rogers villain, Leto or Gary Coleman?
Well, we'll see in just a second.
Leto, I have to say Leto.
Well, let's see this though real quick. Currently, Conroy leads with 36% of the vote with 14 votes. Adam West at 29%, Michael Keaton 21%, Christian Bell at 14%. So we are kind of having stuff shape up here with this.
It just tied. I knew it was going to be close.
Adam West and Kevin Conroy.
Yep.
All right. I tell you,
I had a feeling about that one.
But you know what? But correct me if I'm wrong, though. This is more they're more the cartoonish animated type of Batman in a way, because I know the animated series is darkish, but I'm trying to get the words out right. But they're more comic booky or kind of funny. Mm-hmm. They're more similar than the other Batmans are, or the other.
The villains are very stereotypical. I mean, like the evil laugh's coming, the mustache twirl is coming, that type of stuff because it's animated.
Mm-hmm. But now hold on though. Humans can be cartoonish villains as well.
Sure,
JT. Sure, I mean, Jack Palance. We reviewed Jack Palance and Buck Rogers.
Oh yeah.
Now, I do think that what Corey said here about the Joker whoever played Joker after he was going to have a hard time. But I don't know. I still think that they went too far with changing the physical look because it does. I think a good actor could replace somebody before them if they're convincing enough. And I know it's hard. I know it's nearly impossible. I'll kick the tires on this pig and say, like, replacing Harrison Ford as Han Solo is nearly impossible. It really is because of the way he does.
Impossible at this
but you know what? I also think they destroyed a franchise because of an actor being a prima donna that didn't like a role, and they destroyed the future of the franchise with what they did in the long term with it. But that's a different issue. But I tell you what, I would rather take a chance finding the right actor, even if you have to go through a couple of them, like we've seen. We've had several different Batmans,
and some James good, Bond.
Some bad, James Bonds, than to get rid of a classic anchoring character like they did in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
I mean, how would y'all feel like with the? I mean, it's very easy to say
they can't
say anybody's not replaceable because as we learn in life, everybody can be replaced.
Well, we're all thinking the same thing here, I think, right? They can't do it these days because of all the crap the way they do it, right? Maybe if things were different these days, you could replace somebody like that with very kid gloves, soft gloves, and try to find. You're going to have to dig deep on a perfect fit, but not now, not these days. And I'm not even really going to go in because we all know exactly what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. The lack of meritocracy in the
everything.
System.
It's
Absolutely.
a lack of all of it.
Yeah, and Corey.
Well, imagine. Look at JT's avatar. Imagine trying to replace that guy. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, precisely.
No, I do think that Corey has. I think Corey's got a point though that if you get the right story, you can. It could have worked. It could
not now, not these days.
But I think the problem to a lot of people like me, is the look is so drastic from what we expect, what we come to view, that it's hard to judge them properly, and we may not look at the story. We may look so busy at the physical attributes and not the story itself. It's possible. I mean, but I do think Corey makes a good point. You can, if you get the right people and the right writing, but then again, it's the current state of what we get in Hollywood. Why do you think I'm spending time with my wife watching K-dramas and stuff?
Yeah.
As stupid as they seem to be sometimes, they are better shows. They are better plots. They are better written. And you actually kind of start getting sucked in and caring for the characters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just, but yeah, I think your point's valid though, Corey. It was one of those where but I also don't think, because also, if I remember, Harley Quinn was in that one. Also, wasn't that an offshot of the Suicide Squad, or was it a Suicide Squad? I can't remember that movie. He was in
Suicide Squad, more of
right,
with her,
but it was like he. Go ahead, Hungry.
No, keep going. I was looking something up.
Okay, to me, there was too much working against him. There's too much other noise in that movie that did not allow him to be the star of the show, because Heath Ledger was the main villain in it. When he played, Romero was the main villain. Nicholson was the main villain. But if I'm right, Leto's character was in something where he was splitting time with Harley Quinn and others.
Yeah.
Where I think anytime you put a character like the Joker in, he needs to be the main bad guy.
I would agree. You don't have Darth Vader being sidelined as a secondary or tertiary villain in a Star Wars movie. If Vader's in the film, Vader's got to be the villain.
And only when he is, it's because of a more powerful, respected, like when Palpatine comes in.
Yes.
There is a hierarchy, but there's a bigger thing. But what I remember seeing with the letter was they were kind of like all co-equal bad guys. It's like Vader moved behind Sidious when he came, and Palpatine when he came into presence. You could feel that shift. You could see that tension. There was a respect.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about screen time and focus. So yeah, we had the Emperor,
exactly.
But the thing is, the focus of the villain camera is on Darth Vader, and although his character is a vassal to the Emperor, he's still the main villain in the film in the way the script is constructed. An anti-hero almost, but certainly a villain. Mm-hmm. Whereas the Emperor is just there pretty much as a reason for Darth Vader being created for the most part.
You guys out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to this. I wish the missus was seeing this because, pop culture talks some case drama and stuff on his shows when he does it. So, yeah, Mrs. loves, I tell you, I get wrapped up into those. So,
I understand what certain people are saying about with Leto, but, like maybe with a better script. But you know what? How much is a Band-Aid going to hurt a leg with gangrene? Help, I should say. It's like, once you got the gangrene, no, the Band-Aid ain't going to help. It's done. It's finished. And the Leto just did not have the right presence of mind for the role, and I don't think the director understood the Joker as a character either. And so we have to admit, some people are not right for the job, either the director or the actor.
Yeah, and like Corey,
when you add both, in production value and writing, then what do you got?
Yeah, precisely.
And I actually now admit it because you guys have been brave enough to say, you're going to get roasted over a fire for some of your opinions. I like Lego. I watched him in that one movie.
The Lego Batman?
No. What? Oh, no.
I love the Lego Batman movie.
I actually do like that movie. It's great.
I do too.
I actually like it. It's very
I fell
funny.
asleep twice, so I couldn't tell you.
I
couldn't tell you.
What?
It's hilarious.
I love the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Anyway,
Yes.
hey.
He just when he comes home, he's heating up his lobster in the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gross,
Yeah,
but
and
it's true.
but I do agree, Corey. I do agree. He never had a chance of Joker.
Thank you, Gap.
Between following Ledger, but also stuck in that movie where, like you said, there's about like 10 minutes of screen time. The Joker, as what you said to me, the Joker's got to be your bad guy. You can't have him everybody equal playing time with a bad guy like him, because it just was. I don't think it's possible. It just waters down the thing. Oh my God! You know what? There has been a Winnie the Pooh horror movie issue last year. Okay, let's make Winnie the Pooh the leader of Hell's Angels and make a movie of it. Maybe if only we write a good script, people might be.
But who's going to play Winnie? See, that's the real question. This is going to be live action, right?
Well, if you ask the people in this chat,
make it like a Muppet. Make it like a Muppet one, right? Live action Muppet with a voice actor.
Hey, the people in this chat might say a certain celebrity beginning with the letter L ending in O to play Winnie the Pooh. So,
I say you make it a Muppet actor with Amber.
Muppet. No, I'll go one step further, Dave. See, a Croft puppet suit.
Yes.
Sid and Marty Croft. H&R Puffin stuff,
like
Winnie the Pooh, baby.
Like a sleaze.
All right.
No, like Puffin stuff.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's start transitioning now over to something else. You guys held up pretty good. We're on 2.5 hours. You guys okay?
Oh, I'm rocking it, man.
All right. Well, let's start shifting over to a little bit of the 80s. I think we kicked Batman around pretty good tonight, a little bit. But we ended up with Bane as a favorite bad guy in the Nolan trilogy. Then of course you said Appian may have avoided.
Yeah,
Jackie
Appian does a great Bane.
Yes. Now Pop Culture Republic saying the comic version.
That's funny. I paid for that. I'd see that. Yeah, Jackie Chan, Winnie the Pooh, sign me up.
In a Winnie the Pooh suit or painted face.
Winnie the Pooh suit. Winnie the Pooh suit, but with his voice was saying the Winnie the Pooh lines with that terrible Jackie Chan accent.
But see, I don't think he could do that, and here's why: because Winnie the Pooh is commonly used as a mockery for a certain Chinese.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right. Well, that makes sense.
Unfortunately,
but what about this? But what about this one, though, real quick? About Bane. Pop Culture Republic saying the comic book version of Bane is superior to the movie Bane, which I've only seen the movie Bane.
There are two movie Banes. There are two. There's the one from the 90s, and then there is the one from the Nolan trilogy.
I would think we're talking Nolan probably, but he is correct. The comic book version is superior, but most comic book things are superior to movies made from comic books. I stress the word most, not all. But Bane is an interesting character, but he's just like Santo, the Mexican wrestler. Well, folks, I will tell y'all.
Careful,
I will tell y'all, folks.
After you here.
If anybody's not voted,
somebody in the chat's coming for you.
I like Santo, but if
anybody's not voted, we've got to break this tie because there's a tie. But I'll break the tie in 10 seconds. But hey, I enjoyed this Batman talk tonight. We're going to move on to 80s shows for a little bit, but I want to hit a couple things that I've started a little bit before we do that. But in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I am going to end the poll now, and I'm going to have the final says to break the tie. Who's your Batman? And I will say Adam West and Kevin Conroy tied at 33%. Yeah. But in my benevolent dictatorship and republic, Adam West is the Batman. Keaton is third. Christian Bale last at 13% with 15 votes.
You didn't give anyone a chance to vote for Diedrich Bader.
I love Diedrich Bader.
You mean Jethro?
Yeah, I do too. No, he's a voice. He actually does voiceovers for Batman for Warner Brothers these days. He's been doing them for over 10 years.
No, he's the doofy. He was like Jake Clampett's grandson.
Dietrich Bader?
I thought so. Let me see what this. Yeah. I mean, goodness. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you, I believe it, but he was
Carl
also in the
Dietrich
Drew
Bader.
Carey show. He was in the Drew Carey
exactly.
show.
That's him. He was played in the movie version of Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, to be honest, he's a really fantastic voice actor, and he does a fantastic Bruce Wayne.
He's a great comedic actor. You really, Bruce Wayne.
No, he does a good Bruce Wayne.
No. I'm not. No, I have not heard it, but that's where I'm shocked.
Well, Dietrich Bader did the the Brave and the Bold animated.
Yes,
that's the right one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see,
I'm also a Reno Romano guy. A lot of people missed.
See, what is flooring me with that is that I'm used to him just in the comedic roles.
Right.
Beverly Hillbillies, Drew Carey show. I did not realize he did voice and something serious. So yeah, Maddie's daddy said he did play Jethro.
And
also
he was in Office Space. Who was he in Office Space?
I'm not sure, but also the Beverly Hillbillies. R.I.P. Jim Varney. Yes, love Jim Varney. So.
If you look up Bader's IMDb, there's a huge amount there, even Masters of the Universe, and he's in Scooby-Doo. He gets a ton. Most of his work these days is voice work. He started out as a comedic actor, but mostly it's voice work now. And he actually does a fantastic, fantastic Batman, and I just love him as a VO artist. I love him.
It was great. He's great in Brave and the Bold.
Your collection's getting bigger, Dave. See.
I just grabbed him real quick because I didn't know, because we were, you were talking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. That's the Kevin Conroy. And then this one doesn't get talked about a lot. A lot of people didn't like it. I love it. That's Reno Romano. It kind of trailed this one. A lot of people didn't like one because of the Joker's, the way he was animated, but it was still, I really like the way they did everything in this one, the writing and stuff. So
yeah. So, all right. Well, let me see if there's any. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, kind of funny because I was looking at Amazon to get the Brave and the Bold ones into the collection. So whoever said that, it is going to get bigger.
Well, there you go. Hey, the missus is on like 3,000 DVDs and Blu-rays. So get it while you can on physical media. But I want to hit a few topics too. Back to sports ball. Jess is absolutely right here. Jordan never had to call himself the GOAT. Others did. LeBron has to call himself the GOAT all the time. Yeah, exactly. And this self-anointed King James stuff. Yeah. And you never saw Jordan doing that stuff. Jordan was so big, they went after him to name a TV show after him. When you don't have to self-promote yourself, you're better off. It's genuine. It's real. Also, one other thing.
And his Space Jam was way better. There. I said it.
Talking about.
Wait, there was another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just being facetious.
Well, if Hollywood didn't end rebooting stuff and redoing stuff, but hey, Jess also showed something here. This Mrs. talked about this today.
Oh, popcorn.
National Popcorn Day.
Huh.
Hello, everybody. Yes.
Now you're making me hungry. Popcorn. Thanks. Thanks, Jess.
Exactly. We haven't even shown her cereal pictures yet, so I may try to work on those while we were talking a little bit about 80s shows. So
Frankenberry, Count Chocula.
So, all right. So that's it for all the star things we've got back. We still got 14 people here. You guys are hellacious, amazing and stuff. Thanks for being here. We've got 22 likes and, we appreciate y'all. Help share this tweet out. Help share the stream out. Let's bring new people in. This is hey, we can make Buck Rogers fun. Join us next Friday night for Buck Rogers at 9 p.m. We can get spicy. We can get kind of fun with that. Hope you join us for that. But tonight we're doing a little, different thing tonight in this time frame. And in this late night format is kind of a squirrel chasing, jumping tree to tree. Something we like to do that Hungry helped me get started and hope to do a little bit more going forward into the new year. So Jess had noodles and company for supper. What? Remaking Crocodile Dundee? Enough. So
yeah. Oh God. And considering the way that films and television are made here in Australia now compared to when Crocodile Dundee was made. Oh God. Oh no. It's going to be a word I can't say on YouTube. It's going to be terrible.
Company always tastes better with noodles. So, all right. So, I'm going to take that down.
Chat is
all right.
crazy tonight.
They are,
yeah,
dude.
I love it, dude.
We still got 14 people. Could you imagine the people that there's still some lurking? How about the people that either came earlier? What if they were all here now? I mean, guys, you guys rock. Great. Thank you for the participation, because this is what makes streaming fun is you guys in the chat and having fun with you guys. It really, really does. So, okay. Where do you want to go, Hungry? You started rattling off some of the 80s television shows, HR Puffin stuff. It's all.
That was the 70s. That was the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, to me, 70s, 80s blend together, because to me, it ended about probably early 80s, because then you started to see the shift away from animated television show, probably, 83, 84. Daytime, at least in America, the Saturday morning starting backing off. It was not the same. But let's talk 60s, 70s, 80s. I said 80s. Well, let's talk about. So Sid and Marty Krofft was a huge name. Hanna-Barbera, they were huge names. I mean, you had some very big factories of animation or live action children's shows. But what about some of the shows that made them special to you, Hungry?
Well, a lot of it had to do with the way they were telling the stories, and they weren't, on one side of things, they weren't dumbing things down for the kids. Even if the animation wasn't great, you look at the actual stories in The Amazing Spider-Man. Some of them are, you need to pay attention to know what's going on by the end of the show. And you look at the Sid and Marty Krofft shows, there was always a vast amount of imagination thrown into them, whether it be Land of the Lost or Lidsville, which was about a land of intelligent hats, believe it or not, and HR Puffin stuff. And I mean, the only Sid and Marty Krofft show I didn't like was Sigmund and the Sea Monster, because I don't like farce as comedy. Farce doesn't do it for me. But you look at other... like the first two seasons of Scooby-Doo were just charming and delectable, with the hand painted backgrounds and all the scenery that lead into the feeling and mystique of wherever Fred and the Scooby Gang are going in the Mystery Machine. And then also you look at the original 3 seasons of Lost in Space, and there was a lot of benefit to that show too. There were a lot of really nice family values taught in that show, alongside a lot of great, wonderful monsters and then some goofy ones. So it's about the amount of care and consideration that went into the programs from this classic time period that I don't feel is being put into the shows these days. That's what makes them special for me.
Well, and you also had He-Man in the 80s too. And that was a little bit earlier than my time, and so I didn't get to see a lot of it, because you couldn't just turn on streaming services back then.
Nope. No, if it wasn't on television, you missed out. That's it.
Yeah, I wish the missus was here for this one, because I know some of the shows that you talked about really were up her alley in terms of different things. I know she really loved them. They were emotional. She always loved them, and just really sweet. Could cry to some of them. It just had that really good emotional connection that she had. I wish I could explain it as good as she does, but she that was her thing. My thing was if there was action, like Battle of the Planets, and
Ultraman.
Some of those shows. Ultraman was another one, even though it was a live action. I loved Ultraman. Was one of our favorite ones that we had. Of course, I did like the Flintstones. I did like a lot of the animated stuff in the 70s. But as an adult, one thing that I got exposed to with the animation, and it was a reminder. You talked about how it wasn't dumbed down and stuff like that for kids. This Trek animated series. after watching that over on Clobby's channel and talking with them and stuff like that, really learned to respect. It's actually the first shot. It actually is the first thing that I watched, and it was part of their streams over there. Watching the animated series, The Missing I did, and it was good. And it was also, it was on Saturday morning, but it was like, it was very age appropriate, but it was definitely not dumbed down.
Nope.
You look at how the animators talked, or even the live action stuff, they talked like adults, to everything. And it was actually helpful and brought the kids up. Now, and I know you don't like SpongeBob, but I love my SpongeBob.
I love my SpongeBob.
There are times that I like to just I like to brain dump my brain to just fine dining and breathing. But I do understand a bigger point with it. Is like, because that's what all of animation has become. Simple and shallow and things like that. Now, I don't look
very
but
trite.
See, the problem is when you look at the animation geared for kids is that way, but you look at the animation geared for the adults, like say South Park. I won't put the Simpsons in it. Simpsons have been dead a long time, but South Park has that sophistication, that challenging, that real world presentation, and just there's something about it. But the animation for kids is like more just turn on the tube and entertain your kid for a couple hours, which as a parent, sometimes you need that time. It's not bad, but still we had that in the 70s, except for VCRs and recorders and tapes. But we had, there was more to the entertainment. That's why you had shows like Sesame Street, Electric Company, all those type of things, shows where they came up to teach kids as well as entertain them.
Yes. And originally, outside of the United States, when Doctor Who started, it was intended to have a certain amount of educational content, which is why when you look at the first season with William Hartnell, you find you have stories that are taking place in the time of the Aztecs. You have things taking place in Tibet. You have a lot of historical stuff and a lot of science information, as best as the BBC could cobble together, coming out in the episodes. Then they realized, no, we're making our money out of it being a smart science fiction show. But the original Doctor Who's and a lot of other shows, such as, who mentioned it here in the chat? Where was it? Well, we have Thundar the Barbarian. That was decent. That was also primarily designed by Jack King Kirby. But Johnny Quest was a very smart show. That was a mid-60s show. Herculoids was mentioned. That also wasn't dumbed down at all. And another interesting thing, since Dadman had mentioned Star Trek the Animated Series, and then he also mentioned South Park, do you notice that they actually have better music than a lot of live action shows, even though they are animated? The incidental music in South Park is actually very well done, although very simplistic. But the music in Star Trek the Animated Series is fantastic. It blows my mind every time I hear it. Just amazing. And it means the world when people do not think little of their audience. And it always shows when they do. But when they think well of their audience and they respect us, whether we are 6, 16, or 56, it also shows, and it shines right through.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
The 80s were just chock full of. I had to pull some of it up so I didn't blend into the 90s.
Yeah,
because I've been around that long. But I'm thinking, wait, Magnum PI.
Oh yeah,
Knight Rider, and Magnum PI. Man, that went through the whole of 80s.
A-Team is another show. Now, see, we're starting to creep beyond just cartoons and anime, and that's fine.
Well,
because all these shows run together.
I still got Transformers and G.I. Joe, so
there you go.
And then there's just so many family or group dynamic shows. I had to pull it up. I can remember a lot of these. Like,
let's look
Charles
at the chat
in Charge and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, let's look
Magnum
at the chat.
PI is a favorite. I love Magnum PI. I've seen almost every episode they made of that, and I think that even started around 1979. So it's one of these weird shows that is conceived in the 70s, but then becomes an 80s show.
Well, let's do this. Let's look at the chat. Let's catch up with the chat and see what they think. Because now Gap After Dark is thinking you hungry, that he's hungry for Scooby snacks now.
Understood.
Then, of course, this is a thing, and I try to stay out of too much of the modern stuff and all that. But, true. the too many political, not lessons per se. You, Johnny Quest. Yes, there you go.
Nice.
But nowadays, in the old days, it was like lessons about how government worked, or spelling, math, stuff like that. Nowadays, it's like more age appropriate lessons and stuff.
There's shows, there's a wealth of animated shows out now that you pretty much have to stop showing your kids after 2019, because anything after that, they want to make sure that they normalize
certain messages and things.
And you're like, this is not appropriate for children at this age.
What else? Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Pop Culture Republic says Scooby-Doo was it for him. Thunder the Barbarian was another. See, Snort Poopa said Hollywood used to spend a lot of money on gold and silver body paint, most of it for Lost in Space and Time Tunnel.
That is true. That is true. A lot of silver paint used in Lost in Space.
You mean they still had enough for Schwarzenegger and Mr. Freeze?
Damn it!
Swear jar how was that Ghostbusters?
And Thundercats,
the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, Thundercats was a great cartoon. Yeah. That was a magnificent cartoon.
Like Pop Culture is saying, the '80s was a wonderful decade for TV. I mean, you got the whole Ghostbusters. The real Ghostbusters. The movies came out.
How was that? I never got to see it.
I never saw to me, Ghostbusters was a movie to me. At that point, I was probably about 14, 15. I wasn't really into the animation at that point. So I never went and watched it. I was more of the, movie type. Now, I will tell you, and I do want to talk to this. Hungry?
Yeah.
Are you a Ghostbusters guy?
Yeah, I would have to say I am. So I love the first film. I even like the second film. A lot of people don't like the second film. I enjoyed it. I mean, especially because I'm a Max von Sydow fan, and he did the voiceover for the bad guy in Ghostbusters.
Well, I'll have to talk to you about
Vigo
that.
the Carpathian.
Vigo.
I'll have to talk to you.
Carpathia.
I'll have to talk to you about that.
Vigo.
I'll have to talk to you about that, because what's coming up is the new Ghostbusters movie is being released in March, I believe. And I saw one of the trailers for it, and I am dying to see that movie now, especially when it shattered this big horn-headed bad guy. To me, it looks fascinating. I'll be touching with you. Masters actually came up with an idea for me to actually lead up to the release of the movie, so we may be doing some Ghostbusters reviews of the.
Oh, that'd be great
in March. So
I would really like that. I will warn you. When Gremlins came out, and what was that, 1984, 86? There were so many spoilers in the trailer. I actually try to avoid trailers a lot if it's a movie I'm looking forward to. So I'm probably going to avoid all the trailers for this Ghostbuster film, because I enjoy the element of surprise.
I would not watch the trailers. This first one, it's got me hooked. It's like really creepy part of it, and it's then if you want to go in surprised, don't watch any of the trailers.
Okay.
In the old days, the trailers used to try to entice you to go to the movie. Now the movies are usually such garbage, and they just show all the good parts of the movie. So you're like, okay, I don't need to see it now.
It's like a TikTok clip show. It's like a TikTok video for a movie. It's not a trailer. Trailers used to be an art form where you'd carefully have delicate moments that wouldn't tell too much about the movie, and you would have a voiceover guy doing a great job, and the script for the voiceover. Precisely. And it would engage your imagination to ask what the movie was about without directly letting you know everything the movie was about.
Yeah, well, trailers used to be like the movie. Well, you used to be excited to go see movies, right? Back then. So you didn't watch the trailers. I was like that, man. I never, when Lord of the Rings came out, went to one movie. I was like, oh no, I can't watch it. I can't watch it. That's one of the first books I read as a kid. Before high school, stuff like that. And then now, to be honest with you guys, I haven't gone to the movie since Sparkly Boys the movie came out, and that was a free ticket. I hadn't seen a movie. I haven't gone to the movies since
Twinkleback. Twinkleback.
Let's go ahead.
So Dadman touched on the trailers. Yeah. Now it's like you kind of want to see the trailer. Okay, I'll look at the trailer before I go.
Although I tell you, I hate the thing. So many times I see a movie and it's like either it turns me off immediately. Mrs. and I do the Roman Emperor thumbs down, thumbs up thing while we watch them, and we sometimes we look at comedies now as that's probably the funniest part of the movie that they show.
Oh, it usually is.
Yeah. Or you watch trailers, you're done. You don't need to see the movie.
Modern day trailers are like when you decide that you're going to date the centerfold in the Playboy mag. You've already seen it all.
You're right. Good point.
Well, let's get going with the chat because Gap After Dark said like Jabberjar, Herculoids, and Johnny Quest, Space Ghost. Pop culture Saturday mornings were the only time kids were excited to get up in the mornings. I agree, especially if I knew a show.
Space Ghost. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I love that.
I love Space Ghost.
Oh my God, Space Ghost is great.
Coast to Coast.
Space Ghost
with Brad.
Yeah, Space Ghost. Coast to Coast is also good. Yeah. They're totally separate, really. It's ironic that they're such separate. Brack, yeah. And Moltar. Don't forget Moltar. He was great too. But you have this situation now where with the trailers, it's simultaneously an overabundance of information with no information given, nothing added to it. And the trailers are actually spoiling my movie experience these days. Yes, I'm the old man shouting at clouds and telling kids to get off my lawn.
It's forward.
Well, you also have about 25 minutes of commercials that you used to see on cable television, and they've just shifted them into the movie theater. So you don't even need to show up more than a half hour after the movie's supposed to start.
True. And it's 30 minutes here where I live. 30 minutes of advertisements. Then we also have the slideshow advertisements before that. So it's actually 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I hate those. Oh, God.
Well, I love to see MASH set. Oh, never mind. I misread this. I think he's talking about MASH, the TV show. But I thought he was talking about like a mashup things. And I was going to say that's Tropic Thunder. But anyway. I'll move on.
All those trailers, the trailers at the beginning of Tropic Thunder. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my God, what a crazy movie!
It was hilarious.
Well, we're going to stick with animated in the 80s. You like both Ghostbusters? See, I did not like the second one. I thought it was very weak. Actually, 2016 was a better movie, I thought, than 2. But then again, that had its own issues. So I didn't hear a body hit the floor. So.
Well, I gotta go fill up and get another booty sweat. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead. That's cool. So kick him off the panel, free ticket, or not. Sit and watch Sparkly Vampire.
That's true. That's funny.
Mighty Hercules, exactly.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one, Steve. Mighty Hercules was a lovely cartoon.
And Matt said, I only had access to trailers these days when I was in cinema watching another movie. Therefore, trailers have been a big part. Exactly. The movie trailers have always been a big part of the movie-going experience. And it's been a wonderful thing. And I think we miss a lot because the trailers are not – because, they also had that iconic voice, that one guy in the world. So, it was so amazing that those trailers told a lot. They meant something. They got you excited for what you were about to see, and really set the tone. And nowadays, though, these trailers have actually turned us off at times. Yeah. So, I think it's going to be interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to roll up. I'm multitasking. I got a screen coming up real quick. So anyway, there you go. Now that's done, so I don't kill the stream.
The best trailer I've probably seen in the last year was the one for the Taylor Swift movie.
Until Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom.
I haven't seen that one yet.
No, if you want to be surprised, do not watch it.
Okay.
Because the first one had more. The second one had a lot of the first, but expanded some really cool, I think, freaky things in some ways that I'm excited for it. It's been a while since I've wanted to see a movie in a long time. So even though we got little kids running around with nuclear packs on their back, I'm willing to go with the flow with it. So Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah, it's a little different version of Space Ghost, but hey.
I loved it. I was addicted to that show. And I also like because I was watching it because I like monster designs a lot. So I used to watch the Ghostbusters cartoon a lot because you would have a monster of the week every week. And it was a very funny, well-written show. I mean, it didn't feel like animation. It just felt like a show. The Ghostbusters cartoon was lovely.
Yeah. Does anybody remember the first trailer for the first Alien movie?
I know do. I'm that old.
What about Pop Culture Republic saying the great trailer I seem to remember was the one for the first Alien movie, which is another movie I have not seen.
Oh, God.
What? Oh. Hold on. Let me get my can.
You're killing me today, Dadman.
Add that to the list. But
hold on. I am making a list. I am making a list. If you hold on, I'll show you some of the stuff because
it had no bang bang pew pew or anything. It was like let's run around in circles and maybe flamethrower thing that's trying to kill us and stuff.
Go ahead, zoom in on my thing.
Dadman. I don't even. Okay.
Look at it. We got
JT's lost words.
Yeah.
Alien. What was that one here? Golden Voyage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a movie that I want to talk to you guys about. We're gonna do a stream on that one. So
which one's the movie?
It's called Ice Pirates.
I love Ice Pirates. That's a wonderful movie.
Well,
if I remember, one of you guys had said that before, so I kept that in mind.
Let's save that for another night.
Oh yeah, definitely. No.
I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys, and we can do that. Maybe even as a late night stream or something if we can work out the logistics.
Definitely for another time.
Yes, exactly. But see, God, it's all this stuff. Well, I was like, what 9 when this came out? I'm used to Star Wars with bang, bang, blow up and stuff. And this is just running around a spaceship talking to each other with a thing about to pop out of your chest. I mean,
what?
That's not really a fair characterization of that film.
Really? Yeah. Well, what about the alien? What about the alien that when the guy lays on the ground? Oh no, not again! And the thing pops out, and he's like, "Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello."
That's Spaceballs.
Oh, that's Spaceballs.
That was funnier.
Alien wasn't supposed to.
Alien was not a comedy.
Again, folks. Like when I talked with Daisy Blossom about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I thought it was a piece of garbage all these years. When I watched it the second time, I had a new appreciation for it, liked it better. So I these movies, I think now that I'm older, understand and a little more slow down and not just all football and bang bang and blow up stuff.
Football and bang and blow up.
I think maybe I'm more mentally mature to take on these movies and stuff. So
there's no pew pew in Alien. Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. It's like maybe a little flamethrower, or she blows it out of the air. Like I don't know what the hell she does to it. It's like exactly. Well, yeah. After the I know. I know it wasn't a comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad,
there's definitely no shortage of violence, though, if that's what you're after.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm not running a nerd channel. I say I'm running a nerd-friendly channel.
True.
I got the nerds on with me to help fill in the thing. So, but I am. Well, I don't know. I'm nerd when it comes to sports numbers, or is that geek?
Yes.
I can't. Anyway, but hey, well, now we got Lopan still up high. There you go.
Right.
All right.
Indeed.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, you guys are a riot tonight. We are almost 3 hours, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and end it now. We need to come back to the 80s. We barely scratched the surface. Hungry, this is what happens with these streams at late night.
Yeah, true.
We hit topics, and then this one, like the serials, took us 3 or 4 streams to get to the point we thought we actually had done enough stuff, to really cover it. So we'll do some more about 80s TV. So maybe I can get the missus on to join us because I know she's got a lot to throw in there with that. So Dave C, are you the key master? Yeah, LOL.
Nice.
Football and bang bang. So football and cop shows then. Yeah, that works. So, yeah.
I mean, no, the cop shows in the 80s were great too, and the 70s. I mean,
Exactly.
people forget Kojak actually made it into the 80s. It continued into the 80s. So, and then you have, I mean, you have also adventure shows that were kind of cop shows, but not cop shows, like the A-Team. They were generally working in a way that helped the police by the end of it, even though the police hated them for being fugitives.
Yep.
But that was a great show. Simon and Simon, fantastic show. Love that show.
Remington Steele.
Oh, yeah.
With Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Heart to Heart, baby. Heart to Heart. I love Robert Wagner and Heart to Heart.
Sort of Poopus is headed to bed too, by the way. So
yeah.
good
Miami
night,
Vice.
Number one new show.
Good night, Sort of Poopus. Hey.
Have you seen Euro Trip Hungry?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a reference from that.
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to find a clip for you.
Like, hey, Dave's right though. Remember what they said in Ghostbusters. When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yep. Right on, Dave C.
Yes. I mean, listen, I will tell you shows that I'd like to talk about. I've always wanted to watch and review and talk about Emergency. That's a show I've always wanted to talk about.
The flu medicine?
No, Emergency. The Johnny Gage, Roy DeSoto.
Okay.
The ER before there was ER and stuff, and it's the sequel or the runoff from Adam 12, the cop shows. So, and Gap After Dark, this is fun. I hope you see you again soon. This is what we try to do. We try to have fun and all this. But before y'all leave, I do want to give everybody a final thought, and I do want y'all to hold around for a few announcements. So, you got the full show for Emergency? Yes, wow, that's awesome. We've amassed that in pieces over the years. Yes,
TJ Hooker with
TJ Hooker.
Did that have Bill Shatner in it?
Yes.
and Heather Locklear.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So let's wrap up. Dave, great to have you on with us tonight. Yes. Appreciate you. Did you have fun? Anything left you want to say? Anything you want to say?
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. Fantastic time as always with the chat and everybody here.
Exactly.
Look forward to the next one because we got a lot more coming down the pipe. They said.
Oh yes.
Yes, exactly. JT, any last thoughts?
Let's see. Well, I'm getting excited to get back to Buck Rogers next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I had a great time tonight. I feel like we covered a lot of good topics, and hopefully people don't think too much less of me now with my Batman and Joker unpopular decisions there. But hey.
Wow, Corey, you're up in the misses category. Wow, but get that physical media. So, all right. Sorry, JT. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we'll be hitting up. Let's see if Mark D with the C does his show in a little while, playing some late night Fortnite.
Yep.
Then Saturday, I love hanging out with some Star Trek stuff. And then Sunday, I'll be a listener and active chat person with Sunday Night Geekery / Eatery. And who knows? I'll probably be hanging out with you before Wednesday, but if not, I'm doing the football stuff. So.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But the great Snorter Poopa says, I can break wind from both ends simultaneous, which is more than any guy can do. Name the movie. Wow. Do y'all know the movie?
I can't remember.
I know the line, but I can't remember the movie.
If Stunning and the Brave Megatron was with us tonight, I'd say he said that. But yeah, I don't know. What movie is that, Snorter Poopas? While we do that, Hungry, any last thoughts tonight?
No, aside from this was a lovely stream, and it was wonderful to be on with Dave, and great topics of conversation, and a lot of squirrel nuts were collected. So well done, guys.
All right. Not squirrels nuts, but squirrel nuts.
Yes.
Don't treat. So anyway, but hey, also, like I said earlier, make sure to check out the Misses in the Morning, 9 a.m. Tomorrow and Sunday. Get your daily dose of positivity with her. Subscribe to her channel, get her to 150, and come by. It's so fun to hear her laughing and tickling herself and almost losing control out of a spinning laughter. So definitely, please, if you can, check her out for show. The Fortnite will be over with Mark, and there's a link Jess has put there. And watch Mrs. also. 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, for you West Coast folks, she's contemplating switching it back, moving it back an hour. So it will not be 6. It might be 7 your time next week. But for tomorrow and Sunday, it is at 9, because on Sunday at noon, she does a duo build stream with Stunning and Brave Megatron, where she starts the first of the Peeing Bears. Exactly. So yeah, get upper break 1,000. What? Yeah, Dave, you didn't know about the Peeing Bears?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Okay, folks, stay around. I got to bring this up for you guys. Hold on. So exactly. And a Great Friday Escapes. Thank you. Follow her on Twitter. Here. Hold on before y'all leave though. Too. All right. I'm going to try to see if I can get this because I want y'all to see what this thing looks like. All right, just bear with me a second so I don't wreck the stream. All right, so we're going to go here to YouTube. Let's see. Do this. Let's see. Mrs. Thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate y'all being here tonight and everybody. Let's see the live and let's see right here. And this is her stream, and I'm going to put that in the chat too. This is going to be this. Let's see. There, Sunday at noon. So there's the link to it, and here's what it looks like here, folks.
Yeah.
That's, yep.
Nice.
There you go.
Now, did she turn the head on the bear so it's not being McCreeper?
Nope. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then eventually she wants to get 3 of them back side to side to side. And and Snortopoopus has actually named them. Yeah, Snortopoopus has named the 3 bears. Oopsie, Tinky, and something else, I think. So
Well, it's like the one in the middle, the other 2 are looking down and, kind of.
I think she's going to have one that's storming out of the room. He's leaving because it's like too creepy for him. So, but this will be a fun stream on Sunday with her and Stunning. You want to laugh, come listen to them and laugh. It's going to be a blast. It's so Master's out here multitasking man 55 minutes later. Hey, but listen, I appreciate y'all's support. Thanks for being here for me, for the missus. I will go ahead and we will end it now. Since everybody's had a few fun thoughts. Remember, next Friday, it'll be episode 119, Olympiad, and then 1.20, A Dream of Jennifer, although I thought that said Jenner at first, but we won't go any further with that. Join me, Daisy Blossom, Hungry, and JT Kirk for this one. And Snortopoopus on Sunday. Yeah, the Gaming with the Bear Nerds. We'll have them watch it, laugh, but I know. But yeah, watch the rerun. Hey, Wizzy, Tinkleberry, and Oopsie.
Is
his
name question on this? Is episode 20 is Jennifer or Jeannie?
I don't know.
No. Darn.
But
okay.
Folks,
I can't remember that one.
I don't remember. We'll have to see. But Snortopoopus in this case is talking about Mrs. Stream on Sunday at noon. Wizzy, Tinkleberry, and Oopsie. He named the bears, and the Mrs. went with it. So join us next Friday for Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Next Saturday night at 8 p.m., I will be talking with Gray of Wakisashi's Tea House about whatever we want to talk about. One of the topics I'm hoping to cover with him not only is Godzilla minus Gojira minus 1,
nice,
but Gojira minus 1 in black and white.
Yeah,
he had seen it. He had seen it in Japan a week or so ago. Next week it comes out for a week only in the U.S. theaters.
Oh my God!
So next Saturday before this, Mrs. and I will be seeing the movie for the 3rd time, first time in black and white. And so join me and Gray next Saturday night for this conversation at a special time, with him over 14 hours ahead. Will be fun. Will be a good thing and a lot of fun. Also, Wednesday night, join us at 9 p.m. Eastern, Sports Weekly. Well, right now we're in the NFL playoff edition. We got JT Kirk, Whoopa Troopa, a newbie, Sci-Fi Mombies with us a lot. And even Clobbering Times makes an appearance here or there when he can. So, Gojira. See, I did say that, Masters.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we'll say it again. Our comment, do what you think, sir. But hey, join us for all these streams that are coming up. And outside that will be random streams, chill chats, fortnights whenever I feel like it. And late night like this panel, which was not so late, but now we're ending late night. We went 3 hours plus.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe we went that long. This has been a great time tonight, guys. Oh, I know. I could actually go another.
I'm just getting started.
I know. We'll go play some Fortnite, and you can keep on wiring. But we are back. We were on an 8-hour drive back today, so I'm I am starting to run down tonight, and hopefully sleep better than I did last night. But hey, join us for some late night impromptu streams whenever they happen. Thank you for support. Remember, live streams and videos can be found on youtube.com and twitch.tv at dadmanwalking55. Also, my Twitter, dadmanwalking55. Make sure you get that. Yes, it was a crazy stream, Masters. Absolutely. That's what we aim for here, to have fun, laugh together. And you rest well yourself, Bear. Good night, and see you tomorrow. And everybody, on that note, take care. Remember the misses tomorrow at 9 a.m. Follow me for the stream updates there, and we will catch you, all 11 of y'all. Thank you so much tonight. Okay, I just had to double check. I did not have a poll still open, because many times I leave the poll open and then it's still there. Let me double check one last thing, and we will call it a night. 8 are watching, 23 likes. Thank y'all for your support. Check out the misses in the morning, and we will catch you later. Bye, everybody.
Night-o.
Bye.